Hey, and welcome back to Mom's Intuition Podcast, where everything is raw and uncut. We are rated explicit, so feel free to speak as you please. Prevention of slander, we ask that you do not use any names to prevent slander cases. You can follow us on Instagram at Mom's Intuition Podcast and our fan page at underscore Mom Intuitions Podcast as well. You can also find us on Twitter at Mom's Intuition underscore Mom's Intuition, sorry. And then you can go on our Facebook at Mom's Intuition. We post every episode on YouTube at Mom's Intuition as well. You can like, share, and comment any of your thoughts that you would like us to talk about and discuss. I am your co-host Dominique, aka Dom, sitting here with my partner in crime, Tay.
Hey y'all.
So, ladies, get ready to grab your drinks, your tea, your blunts, and let's have that salon talk. We about to get into it. So, this is Jade. Yeah, tell us about you. Tell us a little bit about you, a little summary, what you do, and just some of the information.
Okay, cool. Definitely love the intro there. Everybody get
Yes.
all your stuff, whatever you
Yes.
need, get it together.
Yes,
Okay, we about
yes.
to talk.
Yes.
My name is Jade Hughes. I am a wife. I've only been married for a year, but this is my second marriage. But year one, we just knocked that out in September.
Yes.
We are a big, beautiful, blended family. It is 9 of us all together. When I met my husband, he had 4 kids, and I only had 1. And I was like, okay, I did not think we were going to be where we are today. That was not a part of the plan. And then when I got pregnant with my son, it was just like, well, here we are. So now we have 2 kids together. So we have 7 kids together. Total. 20 is the oldest, 2 is the youngest. 5 girls, 2 boys.
Okay.
So crazy with all this estrogen in my house.
Man, that's a lot of woo. I know that's a full house there.
Yes.
Listen, and we got girls who just started their cycles and all this other stuff. So like I am literally going through the motions. My girls are 20, 13, 12, 10, and 2. And so that 13, 12, and 10, they putting me through it. The 20-year-old, we cool. We like this. Like, she my homie. We talk. We good. Them in the middle, they gonna take me out. They gonna take me out. My baby girl, though, she cool right now. Her and my son, they cool. They're 2 and 3. And then my other son, he's 18. And so them 2, good. That middle group is crazy. And crazier thing, I've always said I was gonna get married and have 6 kids. I wanted all sons, and I guess God was like,
nah.
So,
you want to make God laugh? Tell him your plans, right?
Listen, I mean, I was talking all that forever, and then when I had my daughter, I was like, okay, maybe like 2 more would be okay. But when I got pregnant with my son, I wasn't even trying. I was like, good, like it was just me and her. I bought her a dog because I was like, I ain't having no more kids. Like I had adjusted to just being us. I was not thinking about having no more. And then boom. My husband and I, we have 3 businesses. We have Premier Tax Consultants, Premier Credit Rehab, get everybody credit together. And then we have Premier 7 Logistics. It's our trucking company. We just opened that one this year. Our goal is to have 7 streams of income, 1 for each child. So in the event that they want to take over a company, they have that option. I know entrepreneurship is not for everyone. That's unrealistic because we wouldn't have employees if everybody could be an entrepreneur. However, we want to show our kids both. We both have baby boomer parents, so they are really like work until you retire. And this is a different way. So we just like to show them both aspects of everything because we also are firm believers in college. It's a great thing if it's for you, but that's not for every child. And so we want to make sure that we're presenting them with all types of options, especially our children of color. I can say whatever. Okay.
Talk your shit, sis. Come through.
Especially our kids of color. We try to make sure we teaching them as much as we can. So that is me. I have been, the businesses, we've been married. I've been working on this whole fitness self-care thing. I'm like 8 months into my fitness journey with Beachbody. I love it. I know everybody don't like working out and all this other stuff, but just because I work out, it does not mean I don't enjoy myself, have a drink, eat whatever I want. That ain't it, but that's just for me. Man, and that's it. I mean, we got some other stuff coming up. Oh, we have a podcast. It's called Real Shit We've been off though. The shit is the acronym. It stands for substance, humor, intellect, and truth. It's me and my husband. We do that together. We started out really good, but then when we got the trucking thing going, we kind of slowed down. But we will be bringing it back. We just got us a studio and everything to work from, so we're really excited about that.
Let everybody know the name. What's the name of it again?
Real shit.
Real shit. Y'all heard it. Real shit.
Shit, yes.
Y'all hear
And so
it? That's where
we
you go.
always
That's where
jump
you
on
go.
live on Facebook and like have these debates about whatever he decides he wants to talk about at the drop of a hat. So we decided to put that into a different platform.
Okay, see, that's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about.
no, and I think that is a good platform because I don't know if you know about the podcast Lapeef. They have just different people there, but they're not a couple. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool that you guys as a couple are talking the same uncomfortable conversations between relationships and things like that, but it's a couple doing it together versus it being just some random dudes and some random chicks that all are in other relationships.
Yeah, that's cool. We like that aspect, but I feel like my parents were in the Navy, so I've grown up like a lot of everywhere. And so like my white friends and white counterparts, they do way more as far as like couple stuff and marriage stuff and all this other stuff. So for Mark and I embrace the couples and relationship thing because we're not single people. So for us to have these conversations with people who are single are pointless. I'm not saying they're not important and you don't have your point of view. However, we're married and there's nothing wrong with Black married couples hanging out and talking to each other and holding each other accountable and trying to help guide each other. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's so much easier, it seems like, for our white counterparts and just other people that they can just have these conversations and be together and hang out and do all these things as married couples or serious couples, whatever. And it seems like we kind of lack that. So I love that we just like to create that platform to where we can talk, have that conversation, you know, get other people's point of view, but all keep it in mind, like our goal is to keep people married, get people married, stay together, whatever. You know what I mean? Just embrace that as a culture.
Period. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about.
What drove you to all the businesses? If you want, you could tell each business what drove you to each business and your YouTube.
Yeah. So so when I met my husband, he was already him and his brother, they owned a tax office, and I just went to go work for them. As just like extra income because it was just me and my daughter. So I was like, you know, make some extra money. Christmas is coming, or shit, Christmas had passed. So I was really just trying to replenish what I'd already spent. And I met him and I just never thought about doing this outside of a side hustle. I have a degree in psychology. This has never been a thing for me. I didn't think of life like this. And so he was just like, you know, why don't you do this? Or why don't you do that? And I'll be talking about my job. And I was still in logistics at the time, but I was just like, you know, so he's just like, why don't you try this or whatever? So when I got pregnant with my son, he's just like, just stop working and we'll just do the tax thing full time. And that to me, growing up with baby boomer parents is scary because my parents have always taught me you have a job, you work hard, you save your money, you get your retirement. This was something different because he wasn't talking about that. He's like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to own this business. And I'm sitting there thinking about insurance, guaranteed check, all this other stuff. And he's just like, we're going to be good. Like, just do this. So he was with his brother for a little while and we were talking and I was just like, you know, I'm not saying to split up. I'm just saying like we need to start kind of looking at it to where like how things would go in the event that either one of you guys died or just like having a more serious conversation. And so we decided to go ahead and start our own tax company, Premier Tax. But we already know he's been doing taxes for like 12 years or so. So it was just like, okay, so we'll go ahead and jump on that. In talking to a lot of my clients and just people in general, when they get their tax refund, everybody has bigger plans, saving their money to buy a house or a car or whatever. But then I also ran into a lot of people who were like, well, I got this money, but my credit sucks. And so I had horrible credit. I mean, my 20s were just full of do whatever the fuck is going to get you by. So I learned and I built my own stuff up. So I'm just telling people, did you know this, and that, whatever. And I was just like, they go hand in hand. I mean, your taxes, your credit. If you're trying to buy a house or a car, both of those help. You know what I mean? So I just went to my husband and was like, we got the tax thing going. It's generating some great revenue. Let's throw this in there. It's something else we can offer our tax clients, you know, just put it out there. And we kind of started that one. Trucking came. So my husband, he's just a serial entrepreneur. He's very impulsive. He'd be like, I like this idea. Let's go and do it. I am the one that has to calm him down and be like, okay, great idea, Black man. I love it. However, let's make sure we can actually navigate this correctly because it sounds good, you know. And so we got into the trucking thing. Now, y'all, when I tell y'all, I was just like, how much these trucks cost? If you want
Right.
to buy one outright, hold on. What you want to do? Like,
Yeah.
but I had to let
Yeah.
him lead. I had to trust him in that aspect. And he's just like, I want a fleet of trucks. And I was like, oh, a fleet of trucks. One, y'all know how much one of them trucks cost?
Yeah.
Baby. And
A
I mean
hell of.
used. I don't even mean brand new. I just mean a used one.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so, we started it, and it afforded us a lot of opportunity to be able to go out together and do loads. So we had drivers, but just like with any job, retention is just hard. People want to accept the over the road until they realize, like, shit, I'm about to be away from my family. For
Yep.
how long? My kids got this or that. So I mean, we had some really good drivers. So whenever we didn't have a driver, we just hopped in the truck and we went and took a load. So that was a lot, like, time together and all this other stuff. But it's great. Everybody's into box trucks. Everybody's shipping stuff now, thanks to COVID and everything. Everything is more, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, in the mail, whatever. So it's been working out great. Prior to us getting married, he owned a snow cone stand with his ex-wife, and so I think we're gonna try to implement that again this year and do like either a snow cone stand or a truck. I'm thinking like a truck, like the ice cream truck, because I think that'll be better for us to be able to use it. But then our whole goal for the snow cone thing is for us to get into the state fair. Texas is a big thing. You got state fair
Oh
every
yes,
October.
girl. I went
Yes,
one
so we
year
want to get into the
and
fair, get that
one
money.
year
So
I went there. I was like, yo, this is like it's like we have used to have a thing called Mayfest, but it's like five Mayfest in one. Like it's a big
Mm,
event, and they have, I mean, from vendors and rides and food trucks and all of that, like it's all out there. Tay, you
yeah,
have to go. You have to go to
yes.
Dallas State Fair. It's the most greatest time I've ever had
Man,
in
I just
Dallas.
went for the first time this year, and it was so great. And the best part about it is, so like, I don't really care about the rides, the food, but I had to smoke a few times
Yeah.
before because I was like, I want to enjoy all this food.
Right.
Okay, do
You
you feel
gotta get
me?
that appetite, boo
All of it. I want
boo.
all the fried,
Yes.
everything. I'm trying to eat. So it was really, really cool. But I also realized that that's not a play. Like, everybody, like, they give your kids the tickets. Like, when your kids are in school, they give them a
Mhm.
ticket to go. Don't take your fucking kids there. I'm gonna tell you why.
Yeah.
Number one, kids don't like walking. That's just number one. And all it
Yeah.
is a bunch of walking.
Yes.
Number two, kids don't like standing in line for shit. That's all
Yeah.
it is standing in line and walking. And then they might eat something. So you getting all these tickets and spending all this money on some kids that's kind of like, I don't even really know
Yeah.
if I deserve. So I just feel like it's a date thing. I feel like it's a date. Go with your girls, go with your friends, whatever.
Yeah.
That ain't nowhere to take your damn kids because
Yeah. No,
my
that
husband's like, you
I
want to
took
take the
my
babies?
kids to
Hell no. They're
Orlando.
going to complain the whole time. They don't want to stand in
Right.
line.
We
No.
went to Universal Studios in Orlando. And for the first day, they were all, giddy, loved
Say hi.
jumping and running around, walking around this huge amusement park. And it's a lot of walking. You go to
A lot.
Universal
Yeah.
Studios, it is a lot of fucking
Yes.
walking. From them having, there's a Dr. Seuss section, there's a Jurassic Park section, and there's a Harry Potter section. Like they have so much out there.
Yes.
And they either had another one that was whatever village they used to call the Simpsons. They had a
Oh,
Simpsons section, all that. And my kids, by like the second day, they were just like, my youngest daughter, she said, can I sit in the stroller with TJ since it's a double stroller? Because my legs are hurting when I'm walking. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can understand that. You're really young. You're only 4. You're not feeling this. So I get it. But my oldest, honey, she was doing cartwheels, walking all around this place. She couldn't wait to the next thing that we were doing because she was a lot taller. So she was allowed to ride
more
bigger
stuff.
rides than her
Mhm.
sister could. So it was, man, I tell you, only do that when you really are on some type of family vacation shit. Do not take your kids to big places like that until they're a little older. Like when they
Yes.
like this shit. Like my
Right.
daughter, she was 8. She loved it. But my 4-year-old wasn't having it.
Not
Like she
having
was
it.
like, no, I don't want to do this. And my 2-year-old, he was crying his butt off. He was not playing. He don't do the heat. We was in Florida.
Ye-
It was humidity.
Yes.
And you're sweating as soon as you're walking out. And they're so, at that time during COVID, they were
Get out.
so strict about having the mask on. So I'm even more hot. Now I can't
With
breathe
this.
because I have
Yep.
something on my face
Yeah.
and I'm dripping sweat. Like it was one of those vacations where Yeah, I just did it, but I think I didn't need to do it.
Need to do it.
Not yet anyway. I don't think I need it. I think I should have waited.
Yeah, that's my husband. He's like, well, that before we got together, they would do like these big family. He has a lot of brothers, and they all got a lot of kids. So they do like a big group. Everybody take their kids, and they do road trips. Military child, I hate road trips. That's all we did my whole life. Get in the car and move somewhere. So to me, I'm a fly. I'm gonna meet y'all there. I don't want to get on the road. But I'm telling him, he's like, well, we can do it. I'm like, Zay and Emmy are 2 and 3. We can't even get from Dallas to Fort Worth without it being a problem. That's only about a 45-minute drive.
Man.
How in the world do you think we're going to get to anywhere? Nah, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm a fly. So we were just talking about it today, actually. Talking about booking a family vacation. I was like, but I'm flying. So like, if it does not involve me flying somewhere, I am not going. Like, no.
Yeah.
I'm sure not driving no more. I ain't doing no more road trips.
Yeah, no.
All the way to California, from Illinois to California, and I would never do that shit again. I'm done.
Man,
like, we did that drive probably about like 3 damn times when my husband first got in the military. So I'm not doing that shit no more. I'm not so much. Next time we go, we get on a plane and fuck a drive.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that no more.
Yeah. No, the last time I had to take a drive was when we went to Tennessee and we had to go to Atlanta. So we had to drive to Atlanta. But other than that, like as quick as San Diego or anywhere else around us that we're going to, like we're flying. I am not going to drive anymore. I've driven from Texas to Reno, from Reno to Illinois, from Dallas back to Vegas. Like it's just I've driven a long time, and those hours I'm talking about, if you ain't got you a playlist, you're fucked, and you better have some blunts rolled up for you to be Netflix, able to do that drive. Everything you have to have all that. So
yes.
Okay, so how many serious relationships have you been in before you decided to settle down?
So one. And so like my daughter's father, my ex-husband, we met when I was 18 in college. And that was my first everything, like everything. So like outside of that, this is it. So once we separated, it was kind of the whole phase, I guess. It was kind of like, whoa, I'm single and I don't know what to do. Right. Who to do? What to do? I don't know.
Was you outside?
Girl, I was too.
It's like, but it was, when we got together, I kind of knew I was like, okay, because I waited so long to have sex, it was just like, okay, so since we did it, I'm cool with just like having sex with you. I just don't really know if I wanted to be in a relationship. Like I didn't want to put those two together. I still kind of wanted my freedom. And he was like, nah, we are together. And I was like, oh, okay. And so, no regrets. Everything's happened for a reason. If I didn't, I wouldn't have my daughter. So it's not that. It's just, I think my thought process was different. So once we like fully separated, it was kind of like, okay, so let me see what's out here, what's in the world. So I've really only been in like this one and my last marriage. That was like really it. Now I've had friends, but
no, that's me too. I've had 2 serious relationships, and Tay has had her one loving, long-lasting marriage, being married almost over 12 years. Very proud of you. Very proud of you.
Yes,
that's just hard.
It is.
It's hard as fuck. Like marriage is not easy, and if you do it like when we got married, I was I been 20? Well, yeah, I guess I was 21. It was 23 or something like that. My parents are still together. They've been married for 30-something years. Mm-hmm. My concept of what marriage looked like was only based on what I've seen with them. And at that time, when I was married to Riley's dad, I was like, "You're supposed to be this, and this, and this, and this."
Yeah.
And my mind didn't conceptualize the fact that ain't your marriage. Like that's their marriage. That's what they're like. Yeah. This is not, he's not your daddy. He is not going to do the stuff that your dad does. Like you got to kind of meet him where he's at. But I was too immature to even know what the fuck that looked like because I had a kid. I was married, like straight out of college. I was like, I have no fucking clue what I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure it out from day to day. So I definitely learned a lot after we separated and divorced as far as reflecting on what I did wrong in
Right.
that relationship and marriage, and what I could have done better, and what I know I wanted for my next marriage.
Yeah.
Right, right. No, that's true because I feel like oh gosh, I just literally forgot what I was about to say. Uh weed brain.
It be like
I
that
think
sometimes.
yeah, I think with having the different relationships, you kind of go through that rough relationship to know what you really want. And they say you have girls, if you need to grow up, you have a girl first if you need to be more mature, which I had two girls at first, and I literally needed to mature. Like I was very immature. It was a long process just of changing myself. I went to therapy, wanted to change so that my relationships with people could change because I'm
Hmm.
dealing with past childhood trauma. So, and they say if you have a boy first, it's because you needed someone to love you.
Mm.
And it still goes anyway to me either way. Doesn't matter what you have first. If you have a boy, it's made for you to love. If you have a girl, it's made for you to grow up too. If you have both of them, that means both of them were made for you. Like, so I,
Yep.
I definitely, I can say like my life changed when I went into my second one,
Yeah.
and life has been completely different from what I was dealing with.
Hmm.
And it was like I just didn't have to worry about the things that I was worried about in my first relationship. So
Hmm.
it's definitely difficult. What do you think, Tay?
Yeah. I know when I first had my first, well, my daughter was first, so um I don't know. Like I just feel like I just hopped up in that motherfucker and I just started doing the shit. You know what I'm saying? I just at the end of the day I was young anyway, so I know I had to be adult and kind of learn to do certain things because I mean, how old was I? I got pregnant at 18 and then I had her at 19. Well, because I got married at 18 as well. So like we just kind of hop right up in it. So,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
I first just finding out that I'm pregnant, I'm like, okay, so I'm not just, here taking care of just myself, but I also have a baby on the way and I'm married. So it's like I gotta grow the hell up anyways because I'm a wife and I'm gonna be a mom.
Yep.
So it
Yeah.
was just a lot of stuff going through my head just because I knew I had to grow up like fast now because like damn I can't be no kid to be married. I can't be no kid and have a kid. So shit, it was just kind of like and then it's funny that you asked me that because I never really thought about that. To be honest, I just kind of like just jumped into it. I just was like, it is what it is. I'm finna
Right.
kill. I'm finna
Going
kill this
straight
shit.
mommy mode. That's how I
Yeah, I'm
felt
finna
with
Hmm.
my
kill this
daughter
shit.
because she's my oldest. She was my twin, honey. And it was me and her, just ourselves for like 4 years. And I was literally my ex, it was just terrible. It just went down
Mm.
south. It didn't work out. Long story short, that's when I decided to move to Dallas and start over and have a different life.
Hmm.
And I can literally say, once you have that first kid, I feel like that's the first time you fall in love. And I feel like when you have any more, it's like falling in love all over again.
Yeah.
Literally. Literally. So I totally get it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel like I really had to grow up for real because not only that, but me and my husband, we went to California was his first duty station. So I'm 18, married, and I'm about to have a baby. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I'm 1,000 miles away from my family. So it's like I'm not gonna have no type of help. No, I mean, of course he's there, but like, if he gotta go to be deployed or, for training, okay, I'm gonna be there by myself with this baby. So I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but it's like I had to learn, I had to just jump in there and just, what I'm saying, just do it. Like it was just I mean, I wasn't not saying my mama didn't tell me what to do, but it was just like, I just fucking did it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you
You
be
see
seeing a
what
lot
your
of
mom
people.
did and
Yeah, I just see
you
did
just fell
what
into
I
it.
seen her do. I seen her take care of us and she did the damn thing. So shit, I'm gonna do what she did. Like she took care of them kids, didn't fucking complain about nothing. I didn't hear it. So shit, I just did it. Cause you have like a lot of people that just be complaining about a lot of stupid ass shit. It's like, bruh, you lay down over them fucking legs and you pop that thing and you had that baby. So shut the hell up and just fucking do it. Like,
Right.
just fucking
Yeah.
do it. So I
Right.
just
If
feel like
you
I had to
if
do
you knew
that.
you were having sex without birth control or not having any surgeries done, bro, you already know you can have a baby. So all that, oh, I didn't mean to shit. You
Yeah.
knew you were
I
what you
was
were
popping that
doing. You
thing. I knew
knew
what I
that
was
you
doing.
were being it's just being careless. It's being careless, literally. And you're just deciding, oh, we'll have unprotected sex. It's just that people think if they do it one time, they won't have a baby.
Yeah.
But that's where I have two questions with you, Jade. I want to know what is there like a moment, or let me say it like this: what are your challenges as a mom, and what was your wedding day like and first impression of your husband?
Uh-oh. Hold on 1 second.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
My
Okay, I
bad.
can hear you
Somebody
now.
called me.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it was.
Oh,
Let
okay,
me
okay.
remove
Shut the
one
whole
of
thing
them.
down. My bad, guys. My bad.
Yeah.
No, you're good. What were some challenges? What are challenges for you as a mom, and with your husband? What was your first impression, and what was your wedding day like?
Ooh. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna start with the mom one.
Mhm.
Okay. So for me, like you were saying, Riley, like when I had her, I was like, oh my God, I am in love. Like I there was no like you were saying, like it did make you just mature. Fortunately, I had a really, really good example of my mom to kind of know what it looked like. I have
Mhm.
a little sister and a niece, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of knew like things to do or whatever. And I lived in Nashville. My mom and them lived in Texas. So when I had her, it was just like I was by myself. And his family didn't
Mhm.
live there. I mean, some people, but it's not that y'all know when your mom, you want your family, your mama, yo,
Yeah.
whatever. His family wasn't doing it for me. And it wasn't that they weren't helping. It was just like I didn't care to get any advice because I just really wanted my own family.
Right.
Um,
Right.
so with her, I don't feel like it was a challenge. It was just like you said, Tay, like I just picked up and was like, I gotta do this shit. Like she depends on me, whether her
Yeah.
dad does or not. And he's a great dad,
Mhm.
but he had to grow up and learn how to be a dad. To
Right.
where moms already are moms when you find out you're pregnant, because you can't smoke, you can't drink, you can't do shit. Everything makes you
Yeah.
sick.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
My whole life changed when I found out. When he found out, it was like, okay, he's like it's different for men.
Yeah.
So it's like you were saying, Tay, yeah, you have your husband or whatever, but you know, it take them niggas a minute to be
Mhm.
like,
They do.
get
Yeah.
with it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it doesn't
Yeah.
matter what stage in life, because even with my husband now, who had already had kids, and
Yep.
with our kids, it was just like, okay, it's gonna take them a minute to get there.
Yep.
And that's
They
just what
do.
that is. And I think that young women who have babies, and I have two little nieces who just had some, it's like I don't give a fuck what they talking about they gonna do. What I'm telling you
Mhm.
is when this baby get here, it's never that. Men, because
Yeah.
it don't click for them like it clicks for you.
Right.
Oh,
So
it
I don't
still
care
ain't
what he's
clicked for
saying.
my first. I understand what you're saying, and he's in his 30s, and he it still ain't there. Like it's not
But
there.
it takes them a while. And so if you 18, 19 and you got an 18, 19-year-old baby daddy, whatever, it's going to take y'all a minute. And fortunately,
Mhm.
say you're one of the few people who can do that at a young age, be married, get through a bunch of shit. Because on top of
Right.
parenting, y'all still trying to figure out who you are in a
Yep.
relationship, who you are as a person, who you are at 18 and 21 are two totally different things. And at 21 and
Right.
25 and so on and so forth. So you got to go through all that. So it's
Yeah.
rare that people can make it from that early of an age and be
Mhm.
consistent. So I totally commend you on that.
Yeah. Thank
Girl,
you.
So
yes, yes, because I want to say that for you, like, sis, I've been always so proud
Mhm.
of you
Thank you.
because you're doing the damn thing with 5 children. I wanted to have five, but my medically, like, I'm had lupus, so I couldn't have any more children after my third. So I got my tubes cut out.
Yeah.
But you,
Yeah.
sis, you still are like I. That's why I told you you're gonna have another baby. I know you are because you don't believe in birth control because
Girl.
you're with your husband. You
Yeah.
feel like if it's
Yeah, I don't
meant for
feel
us
like
to
I
have
need
kids,
all
it's meant
that.
for us to have
Yeah.
kids.
And
And
I
I
ain't
just
knocking nobody for that, but I just, me personally, I'm just not going to do it because, for one, I'm gonna forget to take the shit anyways, and then I'm not putting nothing in my body, and for you know what I'm saying, I'm just not doing it. You know what I'm saying, and I'm this shit. This was hard. Like before, because right, like I said, I got married at 18. We met while we 17, but we got married at 18, and now I'm 29. That was a long time, and it was hard. It was hard between doing him. First off, he was in the military, so when they in the military, them mugs is something else. They think they the shit, and he thought he was the shit. So it was hard, like with him doing what he was doing, and then I'm just there. I'm at home with the kids. I have no job, no nothing. I'm there by myself. Like it was hard. Like that was the most hardest time ever, and we still learning each other. And still today, we still learn each other, but we're better now.
Yeah.
But like then, because they said once you get over that 5 year mark, shit, we still learning each
Mhm.
other.
Yeah.
But back then, it was definitely hard. Like I feel like when I look back at it, like damn, what the hell? Like what I'm saying? You have a lot of people like I would don't never say never until your ass get married and you go through some shit. Cause
Right. And
man, I
don't
was
tell
one
me
of
what
them
you would
people.
have done or
Yeah.
what you would have
Yep.
dealt with or none of that shit. Like, then
Yeah.
most people who are saying that are the single people. That's
Yeah.
why
That
you're
stuff
single,
Yeah.
hard.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Like,
That's why
shit.
you
That shit
single.
hard. Yeah.
that
That stuff
you're the
is.
most people who have shit to say are single.
Yep.
Yeah, that stuff is hard, and to be honest, I wouldn't change for nothing because I feel like that's what made us where we are now. Like, I can honestly say, I probably back then, I probably like, man, I could probably think about like, how you have people that be like, can you honestly say that your husband not doing anything or cheating? Back then, no. I can
Yeah.
say that he probably was doing some thought ass shit. But now it's like, man, people is not even on that shit no more. Like you grow. Like we're growing.
Yes.
Like we look
Yes.
back at stuff and we just laugh about it now because it was just like, damn, we did some retarded ass shit. Like,
Yeah.
what the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? But
No,
it's like
that's what
it
I'm
was hard.
saying.
It was hard.
That I'm at the 5 year mark. And when I first met him, I'm definitely, yeah, he was on some thotty shit. I've done some little thotty shit. We was on some thotty shit because we're still learning each other, trying to find out if
Mhm.
this is even going to be a thing. You know what I mean? We don't have kids together, so it was just literally trying something new. At that time we didn't. And literally the 5 year mark, I'm like, we have been tested at our
Mhm.
highest right now. Like,
Right.
going through some things that it's some crazy ass shit, going some crazy ass shit, but we grew so much together and we learned so much about each other. And when you are COVID, I think it helped me. But it
Yeah.
helped my relationship because we got to spend the most time together ever, as like all the time. Like, you're literally my best friend. I hang out with you, like I talk with you, and you grow to love that person even more. That's why I feel like, yes, you should be able to be somebody that you were friends with.
Yeah.
It doesn't always have to require you being friends before you meet them, but when you have that friendship, I feel like the bond is just a different type of bond.
Yeah.
It's like, if you were to split up, I don't even want you to like not talk to me. Like, I still
Yeah.
would want to talk to you because you're just a good person and
Yeah.
you're a good friend. So that I agree with that. So you can go ahead and answer, the other
Yeah.
question.
So I'm sorry I went off on a whole tangent, but
No, you
so
good.
parenthood with Riley was
Girl, it's raw. We do this.
with Riley, it was a lot easier. But of course, if you only have one child for so long, you learn that your parenting skills, I'm not gonna say aren't that great, but they're a little different because your baby's spoiled. Like all my kids spoiled as fuck. Like I'm not gonna
Mhm.
lie. I'm not gonna sit there, they bad and they spoiled like it's fuck, right? They are, all of them. And so that was one of the biggest things. Our parenting styles are totally different, me and Mark. So like I am the aggressor. I am the disciplinarian. I am the one that has to have order and structure. This part because of my military background or whatever. And he is like, okay. And I'd be like, bro, listen, my kids don't do
Yeah.
this. Your kids do that. And I just stopped at buying your because that was
Yeah.
all but then not even that though. It's not just your parenting styles. I'm battling. I'm battling your other mama's parenting styles too. So we
Mhm.
all got to get on one accord. So I'm dealing with him, his ex-wife, his baby mama, my ex-husband. Like it's a lot. So
Yeah.
parenting for me with all of my kids is learning to love them where I'm at right now and the mom that I am right now. So
Mhm.
I had to learn how to be somebody's bonus mom because I didn't know what the fuck that looked like and how, you know what I'm saying? And being, I'm not very affectionate. That's not my love language. I don't do all the touching and stuff. So I had to learn how to do that because a lot of them need that from me. He needs that from me. His love language is physical touch. My daughter's love language is physical touch. Everybody want to touch me. It drives me crazy. But I had to learn that. I had to learn how with the oldest two, the boy and the girl, how to really just be like an advisor or a counselor and not their parent. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I'm not your mama, number one. And number two, at this stage in life, I just have to guide y'all. I can give you advice and you can follow it or not. Like, I can't be that stressed out about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I had to learn it because I was trying to be that parent. I'm like, I ain't y'all fucking parent. Like, y'all got a mama and a daddy. I love for like extra support and love and encouragement. And so with that, with them two, they tell me, when I tell you they just be in here like, the boy and both of them just and I be like, okay. And I told him, and as long as you're not gonna hurt yourself or nobody else, everything's gonna stay between us. But in the event that I feel like I really need to say something, I'm going to say something. So just let y'all know, whatever y'all gonna tell me, if you're not talking about killing yourself, somebody else doing something that's gonna harm you, I'm not gonna say nothing. But in the event I'm starting to feel like y'all need to have a talk, I'm gonna tell it. So it's all of that plus trying to teach my daughter how to have siblings because she don't have none. She's her dad's only child. So she had to learn how to blend. She had to learn how to accept the fact that now I have to share my mom with my actual siblings and my bonus siblings and all that stuff. So parenting right now for me is just like, I love my kids. God obviously placed me in this position for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And every day I'm learning. They change just like we change, just like my husband changes every day. So I'm constantly trying to learn more about them and trying to be a good example of what a woman is and just period. Not just a mom and a wife, just a woman, period. So that's what that looks like for my kids, my parenting. So when I met my husband, it's not that he's not attractive. I just wasn't looking for nobody, nothing like that. So when I met him and his brother looked alike. So I had met his brother, and so I thought that he was his brother. So he was talking to me, like trying to laugh and joke. And I'm like, yeah, I was having a bad day, whatever. And so his other brother was like trying to talk to me. And I was like, not interested. Like, no, thank you. No. And so one of his friends called, I was working in that office. And his friend was like, yeah, I guess I want to talk to you. And I'm like, well, if you're talking about such and such, I don't want to talk to him. I already told him that. And he was like, no, it's not what I was talking about. So when he told me, I was like, okay, I mean, are you sure? Like him? He was like, yeah. I was like, okay. And so we talked and whatever. So I was just like, listen, okay, neither one of us is in a space to where we feel like we need to be, you know, exclusive. So let's just like chill. So like we didn't do any, for the time that we were talking before, we didn't do any like kids get-togethers, slumber, like we didn't do nothing. Like we just hung out. If I didn't have my kid or he didn't have kids, like we would do stuff, but we didn't do the planning. Like we didn't do none of that. So I found out I was pregnant. Then it was just like, oh shit, I guess it's happening. Like we didn't introduce them kids to each other. I wasn't trying to be like, oh, let me say hi. Like none of that shit. He was like, I got my kids with me. Well, shit, keep moving, my nigga. I don't want to. I was like, I got Riley. He was like, it's okay. No, it's not okay. Like I didn't want to mix those lines like that because to me, everybody's like, kids are so resilient. They'll bounce back. But I'm like, but I don't want to put that on my daughter. She's never met anybody outside of Mark. So anybody I was messing with before that, in between that, I was like, no, y'all need to meet my kid. Just know that you know she's here. But like, I was very strict on that.
Hello, talk your shit because a lot of motherfuckers be having their kids around hella niggas. Thank you.
No, if it ain't family or
like, I don't want to meet nobody. Like if I know that that's what I was looking for, I don't care to meet your mama, your kids, your roommate, your best friend. I don't meet nobody. Like let's do what we gonna do. And if I'm in, like,
I don't care to meet your mama.
Like I don't want to meet nobody. Like I just want to be like that dick. We cool. Right. Like if I'm coming to visit you, we gonna visit. Like, but that's it. Like it's nothing serious. I don't want it to be like that. I don't want y'all to be my people. Like it ain't not my siblings, like not nobody. Like let's just, you know what I'm saying? And so he was very like persistent. He was just like, you know, and he was just like, he said I love you first. He did all that. And I was like, okay. And then I'm like, okay, I do like what we got going on, but like as long as we keep it here, like don't be like too serious. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And then he kept saying, I'm married. And I was like, you got these 4 kids and all this. And he was like, he said that hurt his feelings the most because he's like, you already knew I had kids. And I was like, yes, but I still didn't look at you like that you gonna be my husband or we be together. Like, I was just like, this thing got 4 kids, and I don't know if that's something I want to deal with. I know in the generation that we're in, it is very slim that I'm gonna find a dude who ain't got no kids. Yeah. But I mean, I was gonna take one baby mama. But I was like, shit, you want me to accept how many kids?
Yeah.
So he's like, that hurt my feelings. And I was like, well, I'm just saying, like, I come with one child and one ex-husband. I ain't throwing a baby daddy label on him. I mean, my ex-husband and my child. That'll be bougie, right? Yeah. So I was like, and so he kept saying, I'm gonna marry you. I'm gonna this. And I'm like, okay. So funny, ironic. So my sister told me, like, we've lived in Texas so many times on different occasions and moving. Her and my brother knew him and his brother. They all went to school together. He's 6 years older than me. So I'm like, I don't remember none of them. Don't know none of them, whatever. So when he met me, I was like, yeah, this is my sister. And he's like, oh, okay. He's not thinking like my homeboy, Johnny, like that's his little sister. He's not thinking that we all related. He's like, I just thought that was like, you know how y'all girls be like, that's my sister? I was like, no, we got the same parents. Like, that's my fucking sister and that's my brother. And he's like, I can't be dating my homeboy's sister. Like, I said I would never do that. I was like, well, first of all, are we dating? Are we fucking? Like, which one is that? Right. You know, my brother, my brother is not that type of big brother to be like, oh, you mess with, that ain't him. Yeah. And so, you know, whatever. So I always tell him that I don't consider our relationship or whatever actually serious until I got pregnant with my son, because it wasn't. So when I got pregnant, I called him and I wasn't gonna call and tell nobody. We wasn't about to have no baby. I was like, I'm down to play. I wasn't about to do that. I was totally fine with my decision at the time. Yeah. I just got this dog. Look, I was real serious about the dog. Okay, that was my new baby. We was good. I was like so in a place of like contentment. Like, I'm good with just my kid and like life. I'm okay. I was just about to turn 30. I was like, okay. So I sat there and looked at the little stick and I was like, shit, do I tell him or do I just go on to the clinic? He was not playing. So I'm thinking, well, maybe if I tell him, maybe he'll be like, well, shit, let's go to the clinic. So I don't know, right? So he like, well, shit, you know, and I'm like, oh, you're excited about this. Okay. I don't even know how I'm going to tell anybody. I don't know how to tell my child, my parents, like, because I ain't been dating nobody. I've just been, out living life. And so I just told him, I was like, look, so if we're going to do this, like, we have to be truly committed. I've been in a relationship where I've gotten cheated, you know what I'm saying? All this stuff. I knew that I didn't want to have a baby daddy. Yeah. And I didn't want to just be like doing the same shit I was doing before. So we have to be very specific. Like, so if we're doing this, like, this is what needs to happen, because we could just not. So that was the agreement. Of course, we went through a whole lot of shit before we got married. Anyway, next question. So when he proposed, he kept saying, so when I was pregnant with my daughter, the youngest one, he's like, I don't feel like we're living right. We got these kids, we in this house, but we're not married. And I was like, I got married the first time because my ex-husband was like, I got into the military. We were trying to do this child support thing. I was like, fuck it, let's just get married. We're going to get married anyway. So that way we can skip that part and just get on, whatever. And he didn't do it, but whatever. So I was like, see, I already married impulsively the first time. Yeah. This time I don't want it to be like that. So because you feel like we need to get married, I don't feel like we should get married. Like, that's just what you feel. When it's going to happen, like, organically, that's not going to happen. I just don't want you to feel like, well, we got Zay, Emery, we trying to do this and we should be married. No. And so I kept telling him that. I was like, okay. So we went looking at rings. And I was like, hey, bro, first off, you don't come with the one that I want. Don't come at all. Second of all, you know what I'm saying? Don't do it because I'm pregnant. Like, marry me because you want to marry me. Like, do not do it because you feel obligated. Because I was like, shit, we'll just ride this bitch out until, we decide. So I'm pregnant, still trying to figure out blending. And he's like, let's go to this game. Let's go to the basketball game. Love basketball. So I was like, yes, let's go. I need a date night, whatever. And so my whole family was like, oh, you should get dressed up. You ain't been dressed up and out in a while, whatever. Went and picked out a whole outfit. Now I was probably like 8 months pregnant at this time. So, trying to shop and be cute was a little hard, but it was winter time. So I'm like, cool. He comes home. He's like, oh, so I got you a jersey to wear. And I was like, I don't want to wear this Mavericks jersey. I would wear this outfit I just bought because I was really excited on my nails and stuff. Okay. Then I was hair braided. Like, I'm trying to like be cute. He's like, but it's, what is it, fan something? And he just gave me this whole story. I was so mad. I have no sneakers to wear with this stupid jersey. So my face all cute. And I'm just like, got this fucking jersey on. So we go to the game. And now that I'm looking back on it, it seemed weird, but it didn't seem weird. So you've been to the game, them seats are small. So he was like fidgeting a lot, but I'm just thinking we got our coats. It's cold outside, like whatever.
Yeah.
And Mark talks to everybody. It don't matter if he knows them or not. We will be in the street. He just always talking to people. So he was doing a lot of talking to people. But to me, I'm just like, he's always talking to somebody. And so halftime, we go upstairs because I got to pee, of course. And he takes me to the bar. So I'm like, this is cruel and unusual punishment. Why would you take me to the bar? I'm 8 months pregnant. I can't have a drink.
Right.
Like, why would we do this? Then we go outside to the smoker section. I'm like, you don't like smoke? I'm pregnant. Like, why are we standing outside? Like, I'm just sitting there thinking, like, what the fuck you got going on? But okay. We get down there watching him do the kiss cam. And he, like, drops down on one knee in the middle of the game, the kiss cam. And so I was like, and then my sister was there, my parents were there, his siblings were there. So like everybody was there. So he was like, I was acting strange because I didn't want you to run into nobody because it was a big surprise. So I was like, oh, because I'm thinking, why we outside? Why we in the bar? Like all these random places. I just had to pee and go back downstairs. He was like, yeah, I didn't know where everybody was at. So I didn't want you to like be like, hey, my sister's here, or, you know, whatever. So I was like, so I was shocked because I kept saying like, no, don't do this because we pregnant. Like, I wanted to be like, because you want to marry me. And then coming from a first marriage to a second one, it's really difficult because you take a lot of stuff from the previous marriage that you're trying to figure out, that you're not trying to blame them for, and all this other stuff. So I just wanted to make sure that we were both really on the same page. But thanks to therapy, we have definitely gotten there. But yeah, I was straight like, bro, we can wait. I'm okay with like chilling, waiting, whatever. And then when we did the wedding, that shit's expensive as fuck. And I was like, look, and we were living in like a rental home. And so for me, financially, that makes no sense. Why am I paying all this money for this bullshit? And we could put this money in a house. We both needed new cars. Like, it was a lot of stuff. So I was just like, no. So we planned one. We was like, no, we're not going to do that. Planned a destination. COVID, had to shut it down. So we planned our wedding, like our final, we actually had one planned in like 6 weeks. And I was really cool. We got a house, got a new car, like everything happened. So I was like, I will marry you once we do everything the right way. My first marriage, I went to the courthouse. I wasn't doing that again. So I was like, I'm not in a rush. Like, I know you want to marry me, but I just feel like, why would we waste all this money when I really wanted to buy a house and do all these other things that make more sense?
Hello.
You know what I mean? Like, once we, like, and he wanted it to be a whole experience and all this shit for people. And I was like, nigga, listen, at this point, I was like, it could be me and you and our parents, and I would be totally fine with that. And so he just came to me after we canceled it and everything. He's like, look, you gonna plan this wedding or I'm gonna plan this wedding? And I was like, nigga, you can't plan my wedding because it'll be black and red everywhere. And that is not my color scheme, okay? And so I was like, all right, fuck it, let's just do it. And so everything was the micro weddings. That's all the big thing right now. So I was like, let's go ahead and do it like this. And I don't regret it because I got my house and everything. And that was the biggest thing. I wanted to make sure that, you know what I'm saying, if I'm putting money in anything, that's more of an investment. The wedding was great. I love that he wanted to give me that experience because he knows I didn't get it the first time. However, I was like, bro, I hate this rental house. I hate these people that we like. You know what I'm saying? No, I want my own place. I want our kids to have their own place with their own space. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I wanted. So, yeah, man, that's what we are.
That's what I'm talking about. Tell all these motherfuckers in the back because these motherfuckers ready to have a big ass wedding.
Come through, talk your shit.
Yeah, no, that big wedding shit is stupid. Like, it's not stupid. I just have a real small family. So to me, I was like, the people that came was the people that was gonna come regardless. So it didn't matter if it was destination or whatever. Like, those were the people that I was gonna get. He got a huge fucking family. So it was like trying to narrow down, like, well, who we gonna invite and all this other stuff. And I'm like, look, I only like people who support us. So there are some people, there was a lot of haters. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, why would I invite their ass? I don't even like them. Like, you can like them and be cool. I don't like them. And then another thing with dealing with second marriages, I'm meeting a lot of the wives of the friends that were friends with the first wife. So I be like, y'all got to tell me because I talk shit. And I'm going to talk shit about her if we start talking about it. So if y'all still friends with her, y'all need to let me know. So I told Mark, don't you invite me nowhere without giving me the rundown on the wife. Because I would be in there like, hey,
you about to box they motherfucking ass.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there like, well, shit, I need to know. Like,
look, fuck all that. I don't give a damn. shit.
Let
Make
me
sure
know
that
what's up.
brother.
Don't let me go in
Shit.
there fucking with my ass out, nigga. Like, let me know
Right.
what's
Like,
up.
just tell me what the thing
Don't
is, because at the end of the day,
give me
them
the
are your friends.
rundown.
The wives ain't gotta be my fucking friends. But I don't
Right,
want you to be
exactly.
excluded because I done said some shit about they friend. That's y'all. If that's y'all friend, that's cool. At the end of the day, their loyalty lies with him, not with me. So I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck. But just know that I'm probably gonna talk shit about her ass. So y'all just need to let
Right.
me know. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, before I get there.
Look, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna talk shit. I'm gonna talk about
Talk your shit
Man,
anyway.
I'm gonna talk my shit regardless, cause motherfucker, you done went and got
yeah.
2 other white baby mamas, and I swear, the thing of it is, I was just talking about this day where that girl, she had this video, yo, and she was just like, men who go out of their races because you're weak and you have small dick energy.
Yep.
And it's because you can't handle a black woman, a strong black woman. And I don't think women they should go above and beyond and go on the back burner unless they know they're going to be with that person and they know that that person's going to be with them. Men, when you see black men with black women, they can handle that. Like, they can handle, she said, they can handle this ass and my mouth. She said, she literally said, they are the strongest people because they can handle queens and they're not weak. They have big dick energy.
Yeah.
And then so this guy commented and he said, this is why we go out of our race. We have options now and we don't want to deal with this mess. So the lady who even put the story up, she did not agree with the girl. To me, personally, I agree with her because I've seen this shit for myself and that's just my own experience.
Yeah.
You did that because you wanted somebody that you gonna do whatever the fuck you say and not sit here and make reasonable reasons, like, and just accept the things that you do when your infidelity it has not ended at all whatsoever. Like, and it's been years in this shit and you still ain't done. Nah, bro, I'm good.
Yeah.
Once you had the first baby mama and that me and that girl was pregnant at the same fucking time, I gave you one choice because you didn't show up to my baby shower. You didn't show up when I had the gender reveal. I said, you need to show up on the day that she is born. And what do you know? My daughter was born on Christmas. So there is no reason you should not be up here. You're not working. You're just sitting at home. Your baby already came and she's only 5 weeks. And the motherfucker didn't show up. Everybody's there, his family, my dad, my sister, my brother, my other brother came. The only one that's missing was my little brother. And my mom had just went back because my mom lives in Texas.
Okay.
And legitly, you didn't show up. And I said, okay, I gave you one chance. You didn't show up for her birthday. Period. You didn't show up to the hospital. I was there for 3 days. So you had any time to show up there. So if people make time for what they want to do.
Yep.
And I literally was just like, fuck it. I'm going to move to Texas. I'm moving my mom, took my 2 girls, and that's how I met
Yeah.
my husband now. Like, it's just, I just had to change some shit because you can't just, I mean, sometimes it's okay when someone is going through something and they have infidelity and you have to go with your partner and stick through with it with them. But if you're just blatantly doing it and I bring it up to you and you're just looking at me like, okay, I did it, so what?
Yeah.
Then no, you have no respect for me. You're never gonna respect me. And I'm not gonna catch shit out here because you fucking around. I'm good. I care about my body. I don't need any other STDs or any other type of shit. Like, I just don't need none of that. I don't need no STDs from anybody. Like, I'm good. I am not, I just couldn't put up with it. So that's why I said I had to let it go. And I did. Yeah, I did it again. But I feel like when I did it again, shit, it's working out for me.
Yeah.
I'm 5 years in now. So it's working out for me. So
yeah, you just got to make that change. That's what I did too. I left Nashville and came out here because I felt like I was at rock bottom. I was just like, I can always, like, the good thing about having good parents and stuff. Oh, I always had somewhere to go. So I was about to be stuck here. I called my parents. I was like, look, I'm going to come out there, do my master's program, I gotta get out of here because if I stay here, I'm not gonna be the best mom at that time I could be because at that time I didn't care about being a wife. I was like the best mom and best me. I'd given up so much of what I felt like I was supposed to be doing to try to figure out, help him out and all this shit. No, I gotta go.
Right.
And me and her came and I was just like, and I kind of had a little sense of freedom because I just been a mom. So when I got here, I was just like, oh shit, I got babysitters on deck, my sisters, my brothers, my parents. I can get out and move around and do all this other stuff. And I didn't get that, when I lived in Nashville. So like I had to get up out of there. I was like, if I stay here, I'm gonna die. Like I literally, but I just felt like I was gonna just be in a cycle stuck of, some bullshit.
Right. Yeah. And see, I had to go because it was my hometown. I've lived there. I know how people are in their minds in St. Louis. People are very different everywhere than now that I've been tons of places traveling. It's like a crab in a bucket mentality with people there. They always want to do better than the next one, so they will either harm that person or steal from that person, no matter if she's a man or a woman, or take her life or his life. So it's very dangerous, very dangerous. St. Louis has made it on first 48. Okay,
I've seen. What part of St. Louis are you from?
Okay, so downtown St. Louis, where the Arch is, you can literally see all that from East St. Louis. Okay. And East St. Louis, they're literally right across from each other. The only thing that separates them is the bridge from the Mississippi River.
Gotcha.
But if you go a little bit north, that's when you run into like Fairview Heights, Belleville, Collinsville, O'Fallon, Shiloh. And then even further, it's like a Troy. Like it's a little bit different. I moved all the way to a place named Alton that was closer to St. Louis than it was to Illinois. But everywhere in Illinois, it just took me like 45 minutes to get there if I wanted to go do something.
Gotcha.
But I just knew I wasn't going to find my husband there. I wasn't like, I already dated someone for 6 years and been with you for 6 years, and you just couldn't do right whatsoever. I know that my man's not there for me. I need to go and just change my life. And when something comes to me, it'll come to me.
Yep.
And I literally, like you said, I went out there just on my mom shit. I just wanted to take care of my girls, try to get us set up to have our own place and stuff. And I ended up moving out of my mom's house in like 2 months.
Because that being a mom, when you live with your mom thing, is hard as shit.
Oh my God. Like,
I had to,
and then they want to say some shit to you that they did to you. Like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? If you told me when I go to school, if somebody put their hands on me, knock their block off, and you telling me I shouldn't be telling my daughter that if someone puts their hands on her, she needs to knock their fucking block off. Like, the fuck? No, nigga. I am a fighter. I've always been. I've been in a lot of fights. Haven't lost one. Okay? Like, no. I have brothers, and we used to like fist fight and box and stuff like that. So I'm really like, I have a tomboy side.
Yeah.
And I love to fight. That's how I get my anger out. If I can take all my anger out and just like box you up, I'm like, I need a punching bag. I know I seriously need a punching bag. That is the best way to relieve my anger. But it's just, I just left from her house because being with her, it was like, you criticizing everything I'm doing. You think I'm screaming and I have to talk like this because you're in a big ass fucking house. My mom, she has 6 kids. I have 5 other siblings. And she always had enough room for us. We were in 6-bedroom homes, 5-bedroom homes, and we lived in $500,000 houses growing up.
Yeah.
I've never lived in an apartment because I have too many brothers and sisters. My mom knows she wasn't putting us in that situation. And she just progressed at life when she was been with AT&T for over 30 years. Like she's retired now.
Yeah.
But and she just kind of goes back and forth from St. Louis and Illinois, and then down to Texas because that's actually where her house is.
Oh, okay.
And it's just, man, I had to move from that girl. So when I just moved out, I just literally met T, and it just went on from there. From the moment I met you, there was literally not a day I didn't see you. Like, we just had a good time the first time we hung out. So
that's nice. Always good. It's kind of like stepping out on faith. Just gotta go
Yes,
out there.
because
And of
I
course,
was
when you're not
one.
looking for anything, it just
Yes,
happens.
but and since I went through all of that with after my two girls were here, I'm just like I don't want to deal with the relationship. I didn't want to jump into something. I was like done with relationships. I'm like
Mhm.
maybe love is just not for me. Maybe that's just not in the cards for me. Maybe
Right.
I'm just supposed to be a mom.
Yeah.
And I was accepting that. And then so meet someone unexpectedly and it happened the way it happened because it was just me and my two girls for a while. You had to be a stepfather, and you took on that when you didn't have to be, and you treated them like you loved them as if you were their dad. They loved
Hmm.
calling you daddy because you were like a dad to them.
Yeah.
So, and he was around since my youngest daughter was 10 months.
Oh
So
wow.
now she's 5.
Yeah.
So he's always been there. So it was just for me, I wasn't looking for that second chance, but it just happened.
Hmm.
It really did. It just happened. So Tay, we know you were doing some mommy duties, ma'am. Are
Yes.
you're
Oh
back?
my God. Yes. So I do have a question because you said that you have step kids.
Hmm.
So have you ever had an issue with one of your step kids? Because I know you said they was older. So have you had like any issue with them? Probably like, oh, you're not my mom, or not liking you. And also, have you had any issues with their mom?
Okay, so when we first moved into our house, our oldest, she's 20.
Mm-hmm.
She was 15, 16, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't disrespectful,
Mm-hmm.
but she didn't talk to me. Like she would say hi, and then she would just go in the back room for the whole weekend, and then bye
Mm-hmm.
when her mom came to pick her up. And so her dad would be like, "Well, you need to go talk to her." I was like, "She a teenager. Like she'll come and talk to me. Like I'm not gonna force myself on her because
Yeah.
I feel like when you start doing it, that's when they be like, I don't even like you."
Yeah.
My son, he's been cool, like because he lived with us at first, and so
Yeah.
I asked him. I was like, "Well, how do you feel about me moving in? Because your opinion is important. So if you don't
Yeah.
want me to be with y'all, like you know what I'm saying, me and your dad need to talk because to me that's important. You know what I'm saying?"
Yeah.
He was like, "Nah, I mean that's cool. Like not having no women in the house, like you probably do need to be with us." So like he's
Yeah.
been cool.
Yeah.
Now my 13-year-old Maya, now we like this, but when
Mhm.
we first got together, she just gave me the blues. Like
For
it
real.
just she told me, I mean, I guess I gotta respect you because my mom told me I have to. I was just like, I had to tell Mark we were in my apartment at the time. I was like,
Repeat that, please, because everybody needs to hear that
she
again.
said,
The other mother said this.
she said that Maya said that my mom told me that I have to respect you. Like, so since she told me, like, I guess we good. And I was just like, so we were in our apartment. I told Mark, I said, yeah, I think the kids need to go home now. Cause like, I don't think this is, and of course I'm pregnant. So I'm just like trying
Yeah.
to get my emotions together before I push
Yeah.
her ass
Yeah.
into a wall. Cause I really wanted to push her in the wall. Like, what the, and then because her and my daughter Riley are literally a year apart. Like Maya's birthday is August 7th. Riley's birthday is August 20th. They are 1 year apart.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was a
wow.
struggle for both of them to try to
Right.
figure out whatever. I mean, they will battle. It was like a whole issue. And then
Right.
London, she just so lovable. She just loved me from jump. Just she lives with us, so it was never an issue with her.
Yeah.
So, but with them, I thank God that I get these set of kids because
Yeah.
I've heard of other experiences, and I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, if his
Yeah.
kids would act like that, we would not be here today. We would have
Period.
not
Because
had that
that's how I
baby
was.
because he would have to tell me how
Yeah.
his kids acted first, right?
Yeah.
So I thank God that I have not had any issues with them as far as that stuff. Now, of course, regular teenage stuff, cleaning up, listening, the part like
Yeah.
typical kid stuff, yes.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
actual like, fuck you, I'm gonna take you. Like they don't curse.
Yeah.
Like their mom and their dad have done a good job as far as the respect, as far as that goes. I've never had
Yeah.
any issues with them. Thank the Lord. Even now that they're transitioning to adulthood, it's still respect
That's
and
good.
everything. So I've never had an issue with them. Now, they mamas, okay. We done been to court so many times with these bitches. It's just like
Oh my God.
Oh man, if you
it's so
ain't
like
lying.
so this is the thing. So this is the thing, y'all. Okay. My husband's a great father. I'm not the type of woman that's gonna let him be a bad father because I deal with this on another, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
have to co-parent. So I'm never gonna let his co-parenting skills fail, but he's not gonna let them because he loves his fucking kids. All of them, don't matter, right?
Yeah.
These women, I'm gonna just call them women. Like
She said, "I'm gonna just call them women."
How many do he have before you?
it's two. So
Okay.
his ex-wife, and then he has a baby mama, right?
Okay.
And so his ex-wife has the 3 oldest ones.
Okay.
And then we got the other one. So this is where a lot of problems are. So when we first got together, my husband's big on like, well, my kids are welcome anytime. Absolutely they are. However, we got to keep a schedule. Yeah. So for my daughter, if she have it her way, she'll never want to go to her dad's house because there's no other kids there. It's boring and ain't her stuff. Like, it's not the same. Right. So I can't give her the option that she don't have to go over there because it's not fair to him because he has to spend time with her too. Yeah. And so at the beginning, it would just be like, the kids just come over all the time, every weekend, whatever. And I'd be like, we can't do that because it's not fair to the girls that live here. Like, because they can't stay when they want to. They got to go to their other parents' house. And additionally, when I was first pregnant, I was like, shit, this is our last little bit of time to just be us before we actually have to be parents. We can't send this baby nowhere because we their parents, right? Right. So like, that was the first thing. And like trying to go through the schedule. So the state of Texas, everybody gets the same fucking custody schedule, right? Same thing. Mm-hmm. I had to base my schedule off of which baby mama was acting an ass at the time. Oh, so if one's acting an ass, the other one's always pretty good. They flip-flop. So it'll be the schedule thing. Okay, well, we going by this schedule. Now, we're pretty flexible. I'm cool. Like, as long as they don't fuck with nothing, as long as we like, hey, can we switch weekends and maybe I'll take 2 weekends. I'm going to go. I am okay with that shit. It does not bother me, right? But these bitches be like, well, the schedule says, okay, so now we're doing this. Yeah. That one and more child support. This bitch got on there and was like, she wanted $1,800.
Girl.
She got one child. The other 2 are grown. She got one child. She said based off of our house and the value of our cars and stuff like that, she feels like she's entitled to at least that. Now, my girl,
oh my God, that's the same thing that happened to my son's father. Like, this bitch tried to ask for so much money, and his oldest daughter, and she won't let him talk to her, anything. This bitch is too busy crying when she calls him, acting like he did something to her. Bitch, you are hurt. You need to go get some help, honey, because y'all have been over for years. You need to go get some help. Like, there's no reason you should be this way. But they do that. She's in court saying all the lavish life he lives, all these cars he has.
Okay,
and so I believe I need this.
But are the kids taken care of? So this is my thing.
You won't even let her see the daughter. You won't even let him see the daughter.
See, and so this thing. So Mark, like, we gonna go to court. Like, he don't lay down. So I know there's a lot of men who are like scared of the system and like feel like it's against them. Mm-hmm. That is not Mark. Mark is like, fuck that. We gonna go to court. Oh, is that what you think? So like, his London, who's 10, we have custody of her, and then my daughter, and then our 2 kids. That's here full time, right? So like, when her mom was just real unstable and crazy when we first got together, and she just was like, well, I'm gonna take her, and she was trying to move out of state and be crazy. So that's how we ended up getting custody of her. But the ex, she just does stupid shit. So it'd be like stuff like that. So my thing is, they don't go without. When I tell you I be shopping, like, I do everything just like I would do for my kids at home for them. So that means we doing back to school, we doing Christmas, we doing birthdays, which y'all need, we getting hair, we're doing everything just like I'm gonna do for my kids because it's the same. Even with you getting child support, I'm still gonna do my part of what I'm supposed to do, right? Because that's the type of person I am. But this bitch just come around and be like, you just gonna let him do this, and you're gonna let him do that. You want $1,800? You have one child. Now, she's not in private school. Right. She is not like in anything that is necessary.
Yeah,
her life is not accustomed to her. Like, you know, like the celebrities, like, well, they're accustomed to this lifestyle. Her life is better over here than over there, so it's not an accustomed thing, right? But the whole thing is like, so you just gonna fuck up. So to me, I don't do shit extra. Child support is what you gonna get, and if I do something for her, that's just because I want to. So it's just been difficult because like they go through these phases of whatever, and they're very manipulative. So I just want peace and love for everyone all the time.
Man,
so it's
if
really
we could just all come together and just take care of these kids. That's all that really fucking matters. Catch a flight, not your feelings, bitch. Like, you could come see your kids at any time. It's nothing to jump on a plane, like, bro.
See, that's why I didn't want. That's why I did not want. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying anything about people that do.
No,
that.
But I feel you.
But that's why I didn't want to do. Because first off, I'm be the motherfucker. I'm finding the bitch. Bitch, what you want? Bitch, you
Look,
want 18
like
money?
I've already,
Money.
I told him,
18
I
in
was
his
like,
mind. No.
I can't see her because I really want to kick her in
Yeah.
her chest. So like I just
Yeah.
probably need to like not go to anything where she's. I mean,
Yeah.
to the point where like when we've had graduation parties and birthday parties, like I've
Yeah.
invited her. I've been wanting her to feel included because like
Yeah.
these y'all kids, like you know what I'm saying. I mean, they're our kids, but like I don't be trying
Yeah.
to overstep.
See, and I'm over here dealing with some chick that ain't even got no kids by you, but just because she was your
That's
last relationship, still to this day she's trying to message you on some sneaky
that shit
shit.
need to be
Like
Yeah,
nipped
we
she
in
all
the
got that shit.
bud,
You ain't
shit,
alone
baby.
on that one, sis. We all got that shit.
and I'm
What?
literally
Baby, I
I'm
do.
like, but you know
Yeah.
what I'm talking about, Jade.
I'm a
And
fuck my husband
I'm
up,
like, bruh,
baby.
he had to tell me, calm down, babe. I'm gonna send something back. Like she literally sent a picture of herself and tried to act like she was a dude. And she was like, well, she's a beautiful girl. I bet it was nice to hit those cheeks. So he told me, don't say nothing because here I am. I'm hot. I'm ready to fight. I done told this
Yeah.
bitch, you come to my at that time, like I've already warned you before. If you come to my mother's house in Texas, my mom is gonna watch me beat your ass in her driveway.
Yeah.
Period. My mom's not gonna intervene. She's gonna sit there and let me beat your ass.
Yeah.
So from there on, you've already been okay. I'm gonna step back because I'm scared of her. So she's never like really tried to meet me in any places that we've gone, out there, just normal places that
Yeah.
everybody sees everybody out there in Texas. And like, uptown and stuff like that. She was
Mhm.
never like on some shit like that, but she was always trying to sneak and get to him. So he sends a video back of us in San Diego walking the safari, kissing, everything. And she was like, "Oh, well, she's beautiful. I'm really happy for you guys." No, you're not, bitch, because it's been years and it's been 5 years. He's not talked to you for years. And you still trying to say something? I don't get women like that. Why do you want somebody else's man? Why can't you accept that like he doesn't want to be with you anymore?
So I'm gonna say
Especially
this.
y'all ain't got no kids.
I think that I think women do this. I think people, because I'm not just gonna say women, because I think niggas do this too, right?
Right.
People in general want to see if that door is still open, and then it has to take the other person. So like in situations that I've been in, I don't give a fuck who sends you a message, bro. You know what I'm saying? You have to be the one to be like, I'm shutting that shit down. Like we ain't gonna do that.
Exactly.
Because once you start the conversation, even if it is strictly platonic and it has nothing like that, now that person already feels like we can go ahead and have this conversation and I can check on you and all that shit. No, because I feel you, because it's one person I swear, if I see this bitch on site, kids, no kids, I don't care. I'm going to beat her motherfucking ass. Like, and I'm not even an aggressor like that. But I just be feeling like she be wanting me to two-piece her. Like sometimes I be contemplating like I should.
Some people be asking for ass whoopings
anyway.
Yeah,
but
some people be asking for ass whoopings though. Like,
but but we also have to remember, and I am not saying anything to any guys and not saying nothing. But sometimes it be their motherfucking fault too. See, because when you start opening this fucking door and be like, oh, we fine. No, first of all, she shouldn't even have no type of access to
you.
Everything should be blocked. So as soon as you open
Exactly.
that door, that's your fault. So like, I'm not saying in your situation or whatever. Like, I just feel like, what do we even have this conversation for? She shouldn't follow you on shit. Everything should be blocked if you know that she's that much of an issue.
And the reason why she kind of got away with it is because she literally made up a fake profile, because all of her shit's blocked, and you sit there and you took a picture. We check on your page. This picture is not posted anywhere on your social media. So this is a private picture out of your camera roll. This picture is posted nowhere. So nigga, we know it's you. It's coming from your fucking phone. Like, nah, nigga, like you tried to say some slick shit. That's why, bitch, when I do see you, oh, you better know it's like,
I mean, like, I'm telling you,
I'm hands up. I ain't even speaking, nigga. We ain't even speaking, bro. My hands gonna be up and in your face. You got me fucked up. Like
every time.
Bruh.
This is not nothing to do with you.
Y'all so violent on here. I'm sitting back here listening like it's a lot of violence.
He's so nosy. He just be wanting to be included, y'all. My bad. He's so nosy. So
since he in her, hey husband.
Hey husband. You in here.
What's that?
Okay. I want to ask a question for both of you. And this really, I usually do it at the end with couples, but I just want to ask because he is in the room right now.
Right. He might will.
If you only had a couple hours to live and you could say something to your partner, what would it be? And I want both of you to answer that.
So let me just make sure I got the question right. If you only have a couple hours to live, what would you say to your partner?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I would say.
How y'all doing?
Hey.
Hi.
I guess you want to go first. I guess you want to answer the question
Right.
first.
Yeah. Come on with it. We ready.
The first thing I tell my wife is I tell her, hey man, listen, I would first thank you for loving me unconditionally. Thank you for loving my children as if they were yours. I apologize for any hurt, failures, or disappointments I've caused you. Hopefully I'll be able to love you the way you needed to be loved, because you definitely have loved me the way I needed to be loved. And that's not no bullshit. That's real.
Hey!
Don't y'all hype that
He said it for the niggas in the back.
Period. Now you got to give him some ass for that.
Don't hype that man up for that. Listen, this is the same thing we have with our vows, right? So, like, he's really good at words, man, okay? So, like, I was hoping that I would get to say my vows at the wedding first, but it didn't work out that way. So, he read his, and I was like, fuck.
That's how I gotta compete with that shit.
Okay. Right. I would say to my husband, even though I never saw this coming, you were consistent and persistent, and I thank you for that. And I would say thank you for upgrading my life, because we have a little running joke that he thinks I get real offended when he be like, I upgraded you. Because I do. I don't like what that sounds, but whatever. I don't like what it sounds. Thank you for upgrading my life. Thank you for stepping in that Beyonce Riley like she was yours. And I love and appreciate everything that you've done for me and our family.
Ooh, everything. Give me them wishes.
I'm loving this. Your husband is hilarious.
Look, well, since he's still in the room, let me ask this. So what do y'all do to keep y'all love life, y'all sex life spicy? So what y'all be doing? What y'all do?
She said, what do we do to make to keep our sex life?
Keep it spicy.
Well, so watch this. Let me tell you, that's crazy, man, because Jade actually sent me a text message yesterday talking about this. I think speaking about what you like and what you don't like is so
important.
It's very important, but it's something that we don't do because I think of the fear of the response from the other person, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I think it's imperative that, I got to know what she like. She got to know what I like, and that we had that conversation, because what I like this week may be something I don't like no more. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you did it. I don't like that.
Right. Makes sense.
But yeah, we definitely had that conversation, and we try to have it quite often.
Okay.
Quite often. So I think again, he's the physical touch. So for me, it's just like we like to, from the beginning, we would always like go to sex stores and all this other stuff and be like looking at stuff and whatever.
Oh,
we had that out there, like put that out there. Look, my girls over here smoking her blunt. We having a candid conversation.
Uncut. We doing the damn thing.
Okay, I like this platform. We talk about things. We have toys. We got straps. We got. My bachelor party was lit as hell. They got me some good stuff. Like we just be trying stuff. If he's not feeling something or whatever, I think we have created a safe space.
Wait, but what we gonna do? We gonna put that. We try stuff. It's a damn boundary when we try.
I know it is. And the reason I'm gonna say this, because we got into Adam and Eve, and anything that we were ordering, we had a discussion about each item and why and what is this for, and what we're gonna do with it. So there was boundaries like, you're not getting that. That's not happening. We're not getting that. We're not doing that. I'll let
we do that. I'm good. And just talk about stuff, and then okay, well, I don't know if you guys feel like for me, it's a mental thing. For him, it's a physical thing. So him knowing like my love language and what I need to feel like, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it comes off, and Tay, both of y'all know. Sometimes when y'all just in a routine habit of life, sex for women just be like, you know what I'm saying? So fixing that, like, you know what I'm saying? My love language is acts of service and words of affirmation. So, you know what I'm saying? If I come to this bitch and it's clean, you getting some ass. If I come here and you got the kids in the bed
Yes.
and dinner's cooked.
Talk your shit, sis. Talk your
Talk your shit,
shit.
sis.
Yeah.
I'm taking
Talk
notes.
your
Yes. Take
shit.
them
Come
notes. You gonna
through.
get more ass
Okay.
slate. You gonna get some
I'm talking
ass.
about dishes be clean before I wake up. You
Yes.
cooking me a
Listen, do
couple of
you hear me?
meals. Like
It's stuff like that. When I get a
Yeah.
nice little message in the morning, I
Yes.
be like,
yes.
you love me today. Like it's stuff like that. Or like date nights and
Yes.
shit. That stuff's important. So like all that stuff and just remembering like there was a time like recently I was just like, it's not you. I'm just like not feeling it. Like it's like nothing,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I don't
Yeah.
know what's wrong with me. I'm just like not in the mood. So like us having sex has really just been for you because I have not just been whatever. And so just being able to have that conversation is scary because you don't want to push that person away and be like, I'm not trying to make an excuse. I'm just really saying like I'm
Right.
just not feeling it right now.
Yeah.
I
I'm
want
glad
your
you said
husband to
that.
respond to
Yes.
that. I want him to
Yes.
respond to that. How were you feeling in that moment when she was going through that and she let you
I
know
turned
that?
it for you, man.
Oh, my bad.
Yes.
How was I feeling in that moment? Well, I had to be selfless at that point, man, and really try to hear what she was saying and get out of Mark and understand what my wife was really saying at that point in time because usually when you hear that right there, it's always shit. I'm just gonna be 100 with y'all. Usually when I hear something like that, I'm like, man, what the fuck I done did? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
I start thinking about all kind of shit like, man, I ain't did that. What the fuck she got going on? You know what I'm saying? But now I really have to sit back and be like, you know what? Okay, I understand. She going through some shit. You know what I'm saying? It's she got a safe spot to where she can really tell me how she feels. So I gotta respect it.
Yeah. See, I like that because me and
That's
my husband,
having discipline.
we just had the same type of conversation the other day, and I apparently I hurt his feelings, and that was the first time in his life he ever told me that I hurt his feelings because like I had a baby like 5 months ago, so I'm not really in the mood to really have sex, and I explained to him why. I just told him I'm not physically I can't even say it right, sexually attracted to him right now because of these things. So when I told him that, he was just kind of like, at first, me and be trying to play it off or whatever. So I guess he went and talked to his brothers and homeboys about it and let them know I hurt his feelings. So like the next day he came to me, he was like, that really hurt my feelings because now I'm thinking like, man, she don't want me no more. Maybe she's getting ready to leave me. Maybe, she, what I'm saying, all type of things running through his head. And I was like, I wasn't saying that to hurt your feelings. I was saying it because I want to have these serious and honest conversations with you instead of just feeling like I'm lying to you or as if I don't want to have sex with you because or whatever. But this is why I don't want to have sex with you because I'm just my body's all over the like my mind and my body is not where I need it to be right now. I just had a baby and then we argue about the most stupidest stuff and I need your help around this house a little bit more. Like, can you, if I'm not feeling good today, can you cook?
She want that shit.
Listen,
Damn, can you clean up? Can you clean the fucking toilet? Because I'm tired of cleaning y'all piss. You and your son, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so here's the thing, sis.
These things.
I got a lot to say on that one. I'm glad you went there.
Yes.
Okay. Number one, it takes a long time for you to get back. Like when I had the babies back to back, they're 2 and 3, and I still feel like, because it's a lot. And then you have just as many kids as I got up in this house.
Yeah.
So when my day starts and I'm constantly running, when I'm ready to like chill out, that don't necessarily mean now I want to have sex. Like that's just not what that means. You know what I'm saying? But again, that's a mental thing for us, a physical thing for them. Right. As far as like the chores and stuff, I just be feeling like I had the conversation. I asked like, hey, can you do this and that? I make my kids responsible for shit because that I'm not a fucking maid. So I'm not about to be cleaning up everything. Even the 2 and 3-year-olds know how to clean their room.
Yeah, exactly.
And you gotta take some stuff off of you. I think the biggest thing with moms when you got a lot of kids is feeling like you gotta do everything in that day, in that moment, and all that shit. I literally have a dry erase board that I write. Like when I say everything down, do Emery's hair, mop the floor, do like, and then whatever I get done, and if I don't, then it's just still on the list for the week.
Right.
We stress ourselves out so much thinking we got to get everything done because I could just imagine, like for me, being a stay-at-home parent, I want to make sure my house is clean, everybody's cleaned up. I don't want him to come home and we're not clean and food's not made. And really, he'd be like, I really don't care about shit like that. Like, I mean, I care, but like, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But to us, it's just like, no, I want it to be like this. And as soon as something doesn't go right, now that's fucked up everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's important for us to have like a schedule to where, you know what I'm saying, everything flows a certain way. But then
Mhm.
it's also important for us to ask for help. Hey, listen, I don't feel like cleaning shit today.
Right.
I know it's Wednesday. I'm not cleaning up and I'm not cooking. So what
Yeah.
y'all gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And
What, can,
just
can I say something? I know it's y'all podcast,
Yeah.
but hey, I
No,
gotta
you
speak.
fine. I
I
want to
gotta
No,
hear
speak
you're
for the
it.
men on
fine.
this right here.
We have couples on here, so that
Yeah.
definitely you're totally
Yeah.
fine.
I
I'm
want to
glad.
hear it.
I was gonna
Okay.
invite you guys is back to the show because I wanted to get her husband on here,
yes,
and
we would love to.
Yes.
it happened to that. Now that you're here, it's great to ask you a couple
Yes. I
questions.
want to hear
So
the
go ahead.
husbands.
Yes.
So when we talking about the helping with the chores and stuff like that,
Mhm.
from a man's perspective, man, like we see the hard work y'all put in. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I think a lot of times we get so used to y'all doing it, you know what I
Mhm.
mean, that we take it for granted. But I think the disconnect that we have when it comes to the helping is how it's. I'm sorry, y'all. She getting all these
No,
dang
you fine.
notifications on this stuff. God, she turn notifications off. I think the disconnect comes when it's how it's asked for help. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And I think a lot of times, for instance, Jade, she would be doing so much that maybe she gets to the point that she's frustrated.
Yeah.
And before, baby, you gotta turn your notifications off. Before you get to that point of frustration, I think that's when the conversation needs to be had, because Jay can ask me a simple thing, but the way she asks it, and it's something that she out that will build up a wall so quick, is when she
Yeah.
says, "You never." When I hear that never word, oh
Yeah.
man, never.
Yeah.
So I don't never do dishes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Oh, now it goes from asking for assistance to now we go debate about who does what. You know what I'm saying? And
Mhm.
so from a man's point of view, man, I think we see it. We gotta be more cognitive of the things that y'all do and not take it for
Mhm.
granted. And women, before y'all get to that point of frustration, baby, it's on your Apple Watch. Y'all, before you get to that point of frustration, ask for that help
Yeah.
and deliver it in a way that it can be receptive.
Right,
But
right.
I
No,
like that. Yeah, I
I,
definitely agree.
I definitely like that, and I agree with that because my son's father, he knows I'm going through something right now, and I'm not myself right now. I'm going through something. He literally seen it, and he now I wake up, dishes are done, like they're put away. Sometimes he'll get up and say, "I'll just cook for you." Like it wasn't like this at first. I was doing everything at first. It was never him doing anything. Now he does the laundry. Like he takes days and sometimes just lets me off. Like it's we have a son together. He takes care of his son more than I take care of him because he's a boy. He needs to be learning from his father.
Mm-hmm.
And because I got my girls over here. I'm taking care of them because I'm the mom and I'm teaching them how to go about in guidance. And you're doing that for your son. So I maybe change 2 diapers a week
Yeah.
on my son because his dad's right there. He wants to do it. Like he knows that this is his son. He wants to be in his son's life. So he's kind of taking control of some things and kind of letting me, he's just literally seeing me because he can tell, from my actions, hey, something she's going through something or
Yeah.
she's not okay. So I
Yeah.
definitely agree with that. I want to ask your husband a question if that's okay.
Yeah.
I want to know what was your first impression of Jade?
My very first impression of her. See, I love. Let me put my phone down so I can get y'all this. Okay, I'm the type of guy, man, and not knocking women that do it, anything like that, man. I love a woman that can be beautiful in her natural state. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Makeup. Hey, I don't not knowing to wear makeup. You know what I'm saying? Go for it. But when I seen Jade came in. She was fresh off work. Looked like she probably played 18 Browns of basketball. But I saw the beauty in it. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw him like I love looking at a supermodel, but I love someone that I can see next door to me and that's just as beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And so
Right.
I saw Jade in her natural state, man, and she looked phenomenal to me, man. You know what I'm saying? She looked like she was
What is that?
Edible.
Oh my God, I love it. I love
That's
it.
what my son's father said. I was thinking about. I've only had my dreads for 2 years, and I was like, "What do you think if I just stop wearing weave? Because I don't usually wear makeup a lot. I'm not wearing makeup now.
Mhm.
But I do it sometimes when we go out if I feel like it. But I was like, what do you think about me growing my hair out? Like, are you gonna be okay with me going through like the ugly stage? 'Cause y'all know when their dreads start small, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, are you gonna be okay with that? He's like, I think you should do it. I think your hair grows pretty fast and then it'll get long. It's been 2 years, my shit's down my back already now.
Hmm.
So, and it's just like, he's like, and I love that. He's like, I love that I can touch your hair and I don't have to worry about you telling me I can't touch it or I can't pull it or I can't rub it. Like, and then it was just, I love being on that whole natural vibe of the locks. I love our locks. To
Mhm.
me, there are some people who don't grow them as quick, and there are some people who do. And I just happen to be one of those people. So I'm like, I can't wait till my shit get down here, nigga. Like I'm trying to be able because I can still take my dreads out and they can be combed through and my hair could be out just by itself.
Right.
Wash it, flat iron it. My hair would be long. I'm waiting for that moment to do that because I want them to be longer so that my hair is actually going to be longer and just treat it all good and shit like that. So, yeah, no, I definitely agree. What do you think, Tay?
You hear what court I said, baby?
Yeah, I agree.
Court 16.
I was just finna say because I
Court
noticed
16.
I noticed that both of y'all had dreads. So did y'all start y'all lock journey together, or did one start it
Close the
before
door.
the other?
Well, so in our actuality, I told her I was like, man, I didn't had the box, I didn't had the Gumby cut, everything that was out, the
Right.
ponytail, you know what I'm saying? I didn't had
Oh,
it
I
all,
remember
man.
that.
The braids, and I got to the point where I was like, man, you know what? I think I'm gonna lock my hair up. And she was like,
Mhm.
you're not. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna lock it up. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna do it with you. I said,
Okay.
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 I
Yes.
said, I guarantee you cut yours before I cut mine. And so that was the challenge.
Yes.
Oh, okay. No. So me and my son's father, I put his in his head first for like 6 months earlier than me. Then I just
Mm-hmm.
said, fuck it. I'm just gonna do this shit too. Because we both could just have dreads in this bitch. Now ours have grown tremendously, and that's our rule. Like, I bet you're gonna cut yours before I cut mine, and we're gonna see who gonna last longer with this hair. Because I've always had hair, whether it was weave or my own.
Right.
So you never growing your hair out, this is gonna be a challenge for you, and I can't
Yeah.
wait till you say I'm getting tired of this being in my face or on the
And
side of my head, my back, my neck, and shit.
the crazy
Yeah.
thing is that now Jade and myself has we didn't got locked up, and 3 of our children are locked up as well.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, I was just finna say my husband, my oldest daughter, and then my little baby, and then my son, they all locked together. And I started like not too long ago, but I just took them down because I just wasn't I feel like the vibe of people doing your hair. Like I didn't like the vibe of the lady doing
Mm-hmm.
my
That's
hair, and
right.
I was just yeah, I'm gonna just start it over. I may just start my own since I know how to do it, and I was like, I'll just try
Right.
a little bit later on. But for right now, I'm just kind of doing my little whole different style, and I kind of like that. Y'all both got the whole lock thing going on. I love the power couple thing that's going on. I love it. Like
Yes.
I feel y'all vibe, and I look, low key. I want to get y'all back up on this mug,
Well,
cause
come on,
Yeah.
let us know when.
What?
yeah,
My daddy
And
always
so
is.
okay, because I'm on what you said. I got my sons in curls right now, and I'm thinking like I'm probably gonna dread him up because my girls they have super long hair, but I just kind of do their hair in some type of childish style. But I
mm,
do my son's fathers all the time. I have someone who does mine, and I didn't like the first girl energy. Like she had it where she
mm,
tried to lock them up, but the ends where them were literally coming out. Like they weren't locked up right.
yeah,
So I had to go to someone else and have them retwist them. And she fixed my hair completely. I can do it myself now, but if I don't feel like doing it for 3 hours, I'm going to call someone else who can do it in 2 hours.
Right.
So
yeah.
I want to ask you guys, do you guys do each other's hair? Do you have a stylist?
Yeah. He looking like
I
I don't do shit.
so we started going to I started his locks because he yes, baby. I want to play the game. Okay. So I started his locks, and I was like, we'll just try it out and see if you like it, and then you can get them done professionally. But he's just like, nope, I love it. It's fine. It's fine. And I'm just like, no, I just want them to be like perfect, and I want them to start out, whatever. And then I started mine, and then I took them out and I went and got them started. But I was like, the first lady that we went to, like, she was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
And
man,
so
why they be jealous, y'all?
She was terrible. And then ironically, like, his ex-wife and his baby mama, like, we all started our locks like around the same time.
Wow.
And so, and then all the kids end up getting their locks. So the only ones that don't have locks are the oldest girl. She's just like, I ain't trying to do that. And then the babies. But Xavier, he likes getting a hair. Like, he don't like getting a haircut, but like, he don't like getting his hair combed. So like, it's never gonna work out for him because he don't like to sit there and do it. Emery, once hers grows in some more, I probably will lock hers up.
Yeah.
And probably like another year.
Girl.
But I maintain them, but we have somebody to go to, but like, it's a bunch of us that got locks. Like, it's not expensive. So
it really, and that was the one thing my husband was like, man, I'm tired of spending, because with him and my daughter, it was like 150. So he was like, man, you know how to do it, you can just do it, and then we could save money. And I'm like, well, I guess I can do that, since I'll be doing different stuff with my hair. I guess I can spend all the money on my hair. But nah, but that's all I thought about. But I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna try to do it. And then, I mean, they like the way I do it. And at first I didn't think I was gonna be able to like do it, because I don't want to mess up their hair. Like, my 8-year-old has really good texture hair. So I was like, you know what? I don't want to just do it and then I mess up y'all locks. Like, I don't want to do them where they too thin and stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna leave it alone. But like, they turning out pretty good every time I retwist it and I try to style it or whatever. So hey, we're gonna be saving some money on that part. But
I just dyed mine. That shit, it turned out great for me.
Look, right. I dyed mine too. I just feel like
really
it's so easier to maintain. And then with the girls, it's so much better because it's nothing I gotta figure out before school. Like, it's just like, and they can, you know what I'm saying? And I love it because it's just like, the world's gonna get what I got today. If I need a that's what is happening. I might throw up a ponytail, maybe put on a hat, but you're getting what I got today. Exactly. And I feel like it's kind of teaching our girls, like, it's okay to wear a weave and all stuff. That's cool. But it even got to a point where my daughter was like, Mom, like, you always wear your hair straight because I had a weave or something. Why can't I wear my hair straight? Like, why my hair always gotta be curly? And why do you feel like this? So I just really had to like get to where it was just like, you know what? It is okay to just be you, wear your own hair, and then having a partner who was like, no, I'm cool with this. Like, you don't have to do none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, let's do that. So, like, he was telling you, like, I was like, he's not gonna keep these in. I'm gonna be stuck with them and all that stuff. But the fact that we got all our kids on, like, I was like, look, bro, I ain't brushing nobody else's hair. So
okay. Cause my daughter they hate getting their hair done, especially my 2-year-old. She do not like getting it done. And I started her hair like, what was it, like September? I think it was like September 18th. I started hers. And ever since then, it's time for a retwist. But it looks so good and it's easy to maintain, like you said. Like, just go. Like, wake up and go. Do the little edges a little bit. And that's about it. So so the only people that don't got locks is me, my little baby, and then my son. So, and everybody else got locks. But it's really easy to maintain.
Yeah, and then with the girls, it's like they can still wear cute styles. Like, my daughter's best friend, she's had locks since we were probably just about 2. And she still wears them curly, crinkly, braided up in a style, wear hair bows. So it's not like you can't do anything with them.
Right.
And then you just got to be creative. And then I can twist them, and I do 2-strand twists. I can hook them up. But like styles, I be like, no. I be trying. I styled his, but like, I be trying, but I still gotta get better at that. So like, if I know that they want them style for something, pictures, whatever, we'll go and do that. But if it's just like a retwist, I can retwist that. That's I'm saying that's $65 a head a person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's a bunch of us with that. So I'm just like, no, but it's been the best thing, and I feel like it's helped them learn more confidence because it is what it is, and it's beautiful. Like he's 2 years, we all almost 2 years in, so I think it's fucking great. It's fantastic.
And I think it teaches you patience, because I know everybody always say you got to have patience. And I'm one of those people that I mean, I try to have patience because I have kids, but like, hey, my shit running thin. So I'm like, man, I don't want no little ass locks. Like,
but listen, this is the thing though, it goes so fast because tell me if you thought this. At first, I was like, oh, I need to cover it. I have my wig on, and then you be like, fuck, this wig is hot. It ain't staying down. My
Fuck
blocks
it.
like fuck
My
that.
shit was at my ear, and my shit was at the bottom of my ears when I started. Okay, y'all. And my
Yeah.
shit now, like my shit has grown faster than
lot,
I've heard
yeah.
people say that their shit has grown in 2 years. Like
Yeah.
it's to me, it's
Trust.
amazing. I love
Yes.
it. I love it.
That's what
The
they say.
lock
Trust the
game is
process. So I definitely feel you. I'm one of the people
yes,
that I used to like
yes.
change my hair all the time. I want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to do everything. And at first you're kind of like, I don't know. I don't
Right.
know how I like this. And then after a while, you be like, when you realize how little time you spend on doing that, you're just like,
Mhm.
I look cute today. I don't care. I'm going. Like you said, throw a little edge
Okay.
on there. I'm gonna go, and that's what that
Yes.
is. And the next you know, you'll be like, oh shit, it's long enough for me to put in a ponytail. Oh shit,
Yeah.
Okay.
oh shit, I can.
Mhm.
And then you just look at colors. So now I be looking at styles. That's what I was telling my loctician yesterday. I was like, the only thing is, I started looking at styles for people's hair who was real long, and that be
Yeah.
hurt my feelings when you be like, I can't do that. Your hair ain't long enough, and I be like,
Yeah.
well,
Like
what shit? Do it something you know what I'm saying? Like, well, you do
yeah.
something, niggas. I
Right,
don't know.
right.
So that's the only
I've
thing.
been
Just
looking
trying
up styles the last past
Yeah.
year for mine. Mine has been long enough for styles the last past year. But before they had to just be tiny and I had to let them
Wait.
grow and I'm impatient as fuck. I'm talking about and that I have high anxiety. I'm always worried about something or the next thing that just always something. It's always something I'm just worried about.
Yeah.
But let me ask you guys, what are the most like give me 3 characteristics that you guys think is important for a relationship?
3 characteristics that are important for a relationship. Trust,
For a strong, happy
communication,
relationship.
Yes.
trust, honesty. Girl, I lie for you, but
I think it's important to have the if not have the same vision, uphold each other's vision.
Mhm.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Accountability. So here's the thing. There are people that want yes people. Tell me yes all the time. But that's not gonna help you grow.
Yeah. No.
We're not like that. And being entrepreneurs, you can't be a yes person. I have to tell
Right.
him when something don't sound right. And like, so Mark will say the biggest thing at the beginning when we started dating is I always be like, why? Like I ask why about everything.
Yeah.
Because to me, if I can't make it make sense, it don't matter. Like, so I'm like the kid, but why? Like, why?
Yeah.
Because it has to make sense for me to go with it. So with us being entrepreneurs, if he's like, well, I want to do this. Okay, well, what's your, you got to come with a plan. So that way I can be like, well, we can't do that because that don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying no. I'm just saying we might have to approach it differently. And it's just about being accountable. We have to hold each other about being accountable parents, business partners, like in every aspect. And like you were saying earlier, Dom, that pandemic be having you. Well, we're always together. So it really, the pandemic was just like we're even more together. But we're always together
exactly.
Anyway.
Exactly.
And so when you're with somebody that much, I don't want a fucking yes person. You know what I'm saying? And no, it's not always easy to hear the critiques and criticisms that he gives me, and I'm sure it's not easy for him either. But ultimately, when you know that person has your best interest at heart, you're like, okay, I'm kind of mad at you, but you made sense, and you know what I'm saying.
Can I give an example of what you're talking about?
What?
So listen, y'all. First and foremost, Jade, I love her to death because she never says like I say, I'm very spontaneous. I want to get out there and I just want to go get it.
Yeah.
And I've always been like that. I've never had no one that come with the whys. So that was our biggest debate right there. Why? I gotta tell you why? But what I can say is that she's never told me no. It's always been like, okay, maybe not right now, but it's never been a no. She's never shot down my dream. But Jade, when she started her business, and I've been doing this stuff for a long time now. Okay, and so I saw the areas where I thought that she was failing in. And I didn't come off rude. I went. I just, hey baby, maybe we should do this. And when I tell you, she snapped like I'm sitting there like I was trying to help you. You know what I'm saying? But one thing I can say is that one thing I admire about Jade is that even though when we get into it, she may go off, but we always come back to the round table and we're able to discuss that. She went on her little tangent, probably running people off the road because I was trying to tell her how to help her in her business. And she came back and she was like, you know what? You were right. I went and I did this, and I got this done. I signed up this many more people. So,
Yeah.
I know that's right.
It was rude
though.
The way he said it.
I like that.
I always think they're aggressive. As women, I think we think men, they come off rude because they don't have that empathy all the time, and
Yes.
they can be aggressive and not know that they're being aggressive. Like I'm not your homeboy, so you don't just shoot it at me like that. You could come with me with at least some type of goodness in it. You got to
Right.
show some
Yeah.
type of little good light when you
They
talking to
don't.
me.
They don't mean it. They don't mean it like
They
that.
don't.
Like
Yeah,
I had to learn.
they don't mean it. They don't know. Like they're just used to being men and
Mm,
being around
Yes.
men. Like we
yeah.
adapt around the people around us. So
Yeah.
it's
Exactly.
definitely and if it, I don't know if you guys had a father in your life, but if you did, that already just one within itself, you that separates you from a mom and a dad. You know what you can do with women and what you can't do with boys, and vice
Yeah.
versa. Like it definitely it grounds you
Mm-hmm.
very
Yeah.
much so.
I totally agree with that. So what, like, how do y'all feel about being submissive? Like, what are y'all
Oh,
opinions or
I got
about
this one.
that?
Why
I
is
got
it?
this one
Oh,
because
wait,
I need them to
pause.
see me.
Pause.
Because
Why is that every time she got a good point, she do this right here? Well, let me tell you about it.
because then he be wanting to jump in. Um. So I think number one, submission has such a negative connotation
Yeah.
around it.
Yeah.
I think that's like the biggest thing, right? Um, once a woman finds the right person to submit to, I think there's nothing wrong with that. And to me, that doesn't look like you telling me what to do every day. Now, that's not what that
Yeah.
means. That means when he comes and he's like, this is what we about to do, as far as this house or these kids or whatever, it's like, okay. Like, I'm okay with that because you're making this decision for our household. Now, don't get me wrong, because your girl's still gonna ask questions. I'm
Yeah.
still gonna be like, well, what? Why we got this change of heart? Why are we doing this? But to
Right.
effectively let him lead because I trust him as a leader. Now,
Yeah.
if things go wrong and it doesn't go how the plan is, I'm also not the person who like, see, this is why. Da, 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 da. I just
Yeah.
like, so what we
Yeah.
gonna do? Like, how do we fix the problem? How do
Right.
we
Right.
go, go to the next day? Because it's not about me making you feel bad. Well, shit, you said we should do this, this, and this. That's not what that looks like. I've been there, done
Yeah.
that before, right? So even if I have my reservations, even if he's like, and we've had situations where he's like, we're gonna do this, and I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea. But if that's what you think we're gonna do, let's do it. And we've done it and it wasn't the best. And I'm like, okay, so what are we gonna do now? Like, so how are we gonna fix it? Okay, we learned that lesson. We won't ever do that again. So let's just keep moving forward.
Right.
I think ultimately, if you trust your husband and
Mhm.
you trust that he's gonna make good decisions based off of your family and everything, that you should be able to submit. But submission does not mean that nigga tells you what to do every day and you follow his rules, his plan, his this is that. No, like we share everything. We have the same bank accounts. Like there's not a difference. Like he has his own savings. I have my own savings, but shit, the savings is to save for shit that we need. So that part don't bother me.
Right.
We have access to stuff. He can look at my phone. I can look at his phone. So it's like the trust part is there. I just feel like, I have to trust that he's going to make a good decision based off of that. And if I didn't trust that he could be that person, then I probably should have married him. Yeah. So I think when you think of that term, I think people just think like, oh my God, I'm supposed to submit, bow down to him. No, but you do take care of your husband. So if he's taking care of the household, of course you're supposed to make sure the house is clean, the meals are cooked, all these other things. Not saying it's not a joint effort. Not saying that husbands, I'm not saying that husbands don't submit to their wives too, because he also can submit to you, just like you were saying, Dom. He gonna make you breakfast and do that stuff. It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
But just when it comes to women, it's just always like, oh, I'm not gonna submit, girl. All right, you're gonna be by your fucking self, because no man wants to be sitting there battling with somebody.
So the hell don't.
That doesn't mean that you can't express how you feel. That doesn't mean that you can't give your opinion on a situation or advice. I think the husband also has to make sure he's like, Mark doesn't just go make decisions and do stuff. He does come talk to me. Even if he knows this is what he wants to do, he's gonna come have that conversation. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, well, shit, obviously, okay, well, let's go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not hurting us. It's not going to put us in a situation where we like living out our car or no shit like that.
Yeah.
I'm going to just be like, well, all right, what you going to do? So, but I had to learn that, because my first time around, I was like, no, like, I don't say shit you say. And not because he was a bad person. It was just because my ideas of marriage were already viewed. And
you're controlling.
Just say controlling. I am controlling. I am. I got control issues. I am.
See, but ain't no wrong with that. Look, at least you said it.
You admit it.
Yeah. I mean, I have to. My mom's a control freak. I got that, honestly. Like, I literally like to control. Like, it makes me feel better when I know how things are going. I don't like stuff just being sporadic, and I like things to be together. So I have to control kids, spouse, house. That's So I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
submit.
I like this. So, what
like
about
that.
what your husband? What your husband got to say? What you got to say?
Nothing.
Can I say something?
Yeah, at least he
um,
asked her. He said, "Can I say something?" Like that's that love and respect right there. That's mad respect. He asked her. That's what I'm talking about.
now, I think I'm in agreement with everything she said about the word submit, man. I think you got a whole lot of people that then took that word and made it bad. Um, both parties got to do it. You submit every day. Every day of your life, you submitting to something. You're submitting to something. If you go to somebody's job, you're submitting to their rules and their regulations on their
Right,
job.
right.
And so the thing about it is, if you're able to do it outside the house, why is it so much of a problem to do it within the house if y'all on the same team?
Right.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
And let's keep bitches out your business. Okay, let me tell you what I've learned. Okay, when
Man, speak
if you don't
that
have
shit.
other
Talk
wives
that
or people
shit.
in committed relationships that have the same views on relationships as you do, then that's never going to work for you. Number
No.
two, I'm never going to tell a married person to leave their spouse. Now, unless you're getting the shit beat out of you and your kids, that's other than that, I'm not going to tell you to leave your husband. I'm going to say you should try everything. Counseling, y'all try everything before you just be like, fuck this shit, right?
Yeah.
So I'm never going to do that. I have a group of friends. I just be like, oh, okay. Look, if that nigga cheat on you tomorrow, you love today and you love him tomorrow, I'm going to love him with you because at the end of the day, that's your relationship. Yeah. It's not for me to judge you on that. You know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow it could be me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't know. And just like we were saying earlier, you can't say what you would do unless you're in that situation. Right. So ultimately, I'm trying to give you advice, pray with you, talk to you, encourage you. You know what I'm saying? Try to help you. Talk to my husband, like maybe you can talk to her husband, and maybe, you know what I'm saying, whatever.
Right. Exactly.
But it's so important that we as women, especially women of color, learn to support each other, especially being married, because people's marriages are different. It's not for me to understand your relationship or your relationship. That's not what that is. But that doesn't mean that we don't have similar situations. So I'm like, girl, let me tell y'all what happened. This, and this. And I'm gonna get two different perspectives that I probably didn't even think about. So now, well, I'm thinking it was his motherfucking fault. It's probably my fault. And now I gotta go back and be like, okay, I guess y'all right. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. But that's why it's just so important to have that community. And I feel like I was saying earlier, we don't have that as women of color because it's that crab in the barrel. Everybody relationship want to look better than the other person. Fuck all that. Right. At the end of the day, creating a good environment for your kids to know what that looks like. Because my kids gonna have to date some of y'all's kids, and I just need all of us to be on the same accord. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like it's very important to make sure that you, when we talk about stuff like that, if you got people in there like, see, I ain't gonna submit. We went to a thing on Valentine's Day. We went to a whole thing. We were having like a dialogue like this about relationships. And it was some younger girls and they weren't married, you could tell. And I was like, because I wouldn't. I was like, oh yeah, because you ain't been in no serious relationship. You ain't married.
And
that's why.
where I feel like when you're married and you're in a relationship, you can't have them single friends because them single friends are rooting for your fail. They're wanting you to be in the same position as them. Misery loves company. They'll tell you quick to leave your motherfucking man, but be the first one trying to talk to him whenever y'all fucking once you leave his ass. Like, come on now, it's shit. Bitches do that shit. And I think it's the same with fucking parents. If you're not a fucking parent, don't ever fucking try to tell me something about my parenting.
Come on now.
I don't give a fuck.
Look, and if you are. And if you are, that's okay. But don't say what your kid will or won't do. You have to just be like, well, maybe have you tried? Have you suggested? Maybe this or that. But you can't tell because at the end, and that's just like with blending families. Like I was telling y'all, you know what I'm saying? Me raising my kid different than how he raising his kids. But I thank God every day that they're not disrespectful like some other little kids I know. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all about like making sure you're in a better space for yourself. So I have single friends, but that means I can't talk about my married problems.
Exactly. That's one thing. That's one thing. Yeah, and that's one thing I had to learn because you have so many opinions, and you like, hold the fuck up.
And then when you get married really, really young, like you did, and like you know, what I'm saying, I was married early. Then everybody got something to say. You just like, and then it's validated. So like when I was cheating, it was validated with my single friends who had no man.
Yeah, they like that's what I'm talking about. I'm like, you're not supposed to be doing that. Like
you can't
think about it now. Like you're not supposed to be rooting for me to be cheating and being outside and all the other stuff. Y'all supposed to be telling me this and that. So that's why I was like, I can't talk to y'all. And well, once a cheater, always cheater. Okay, whatever.
You get what I'm
That's what
saying?
you say.
So that's why you gotta
And
be
that's
Yeah.
why
very selective.
what the shit that goes on in your household, keep it in your fucking
Yeah.
household. You
And
Yeah.
just know
cannot
who
tell
you're.
people your business is. Like
Yeah.
you got to know how to treat people. You know you can love them from afar and only fuck with them on certain levels, and you
Yeah.
know who you really do fuck with.
And I
Yep.
also had to
Period.
learn that what may work for this couple may not work for the next. But I also can learn
Exactly.
some things from them. Like I may not. I'm like I may not agree on, for example, like I may not agree on this person. But like some of the points they making, okay, I could probably
Yeah.
try that, you know what I'm saying, and hopefully that work. And then some shit like, bro, I ain't doing that, you know what I'm saying, like that. I ain't knocking it, but
So
so
like
everybody's
here's
situation
an
different.
example.
Mm-hmm.
If you know a couple and they're swingers, at the end of the day, that might not be your life.
I ain't fucking
But
with.
if that's what makes them happy,
Yeah,
then that's their business. So like at the end of the day,
right,
if
right.
that's what y'all do to keep it
Yeah.
spicy or make whatever, at least y'all talked about it and it's no cheating in the back end. So my whole
Yeah,
thing is, so if we swingers, shit, at least I know he ain't cheating because we
And
swingers. Like
thank
it's
you.
no cheating because we're
And
swingers.
speaking
Then that's
on
different.
that,
So I can't
it's a
judge on that, but
mutual.
I just know that that's not for me.
yeah,
Yeah, it's and speaking on that because I've been in that lifestyle. It's a mutual agreement. You know, there are boundaries, things that we say that you're not allowed to do. And there are things that you can do, but the point is that we're doing it together. We're
mm,
not doing it separately and having one night stands, none of that shit like that. Like that's not how that works. Anything that we are doing together. It's just we only it's a time and a place. That's what I've always heard, that's what I've always said. And speaking about that lifestyle, it's a time and a place for shit. There's sometimes where you can just go, you just meet people and you just talk. Like you don't have to be busting it open every fucking time you go into a swinger club. That's not how it is. Like sometimes you just go there, and
Yeah.
when you just go to swinger clubs, you don't have to be busting it open. Like it's okay to just go there and meet people and just be friends with other couples. Like, and that's
Yep.
sometimes what it turns out to be. So
Yep,
definitely
that's
agree.
true. I mean, we've gone to one. I mean, but that's the thing though. Like, I have no problem with sharing our experiences and talking about stuff and all that other stuff. I mean, what you doing, Mama? You gonna okay? Well, you and Mama eat your oranges downstairs in the kitchen. Sorry, y'all.
That's how high
Um,
my ceiling is. That's him.
I have no
Baby.
problem with like telling people about our experiences or whatever, and I don't even know what's wrong. No, but London, you gotta come downstairs and eat your orange. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying
no,
to head
you
out to this
good.
basketball game. You can't.
Uh,
I think it froze.
yeah, I think it's break. Yeah, I think it froze. Uh,
Can you hear me? I'm sorry, guys. I had to get in the car.
yeah, no, you
Okay,
fine.
no, you're good.
Yeah, and it's just me. I had to leave Mark. I had to go to my baby's basketball game,
Yeah, no,
but I'm
you
sitting here
good.
trying.
No, you good. I'm loving this. I'm loving all your answers and
Yes,
just your story and how you feel about opinions. I'm loving this. This is a great
yes,
interview.
yes. I
So
am
I
this.
want to know, is there a moment or an event that radically changed your life and it changed the way you saw the world?
Yes. So like I told you guys, I'm a military brat, and so I went to high school in Baltimore, and when I went to college, I went to HBCU. I was really, really excited. That was like my first adult decision that I made that my parents had no, influence over. I made that decision. And I was the first one to go to college, so really they had no choice but to accept where the fuck I was going. And
Yeah.
I went to Dillard University in New Orleans, and I was there for 2 weeks, loved it. And then Hurricane Katrina hit. And
Oh
Oh
wow.
wow.
so when I say that, like, my kids are spoiled, and like I was really spoiled, you know what I'm saying? And it was a humbling experience because when we moved out here, it was just like a whole bad financial situation for my parents when we moved from Baltimore to Texas. And so I didn't even know if I was gonna be able to go to college. I was like, shit, I don't even know if we can afford it.
Mhm.
I didn't know anything about student loans. I was just totally like naive to this whole situation. I was just like, fuck it, I'm not going to school. Like, I got accepted, I got these scholarships, but it's not going to be enough.
Yeah.
And my parents were like, fuck that, I'll clean the floors of the school. Like, you going to this school. So like They got me in. I mean, it was just stressful just getting there. Like when they handed me my key to my room, I like wanted to cry because I didn't even think that I was gonna be able to go. And I took all of my stuff with me. Like I told my parents, I was like, I'll probably come home like occasionally, but like I'm like trying to be out here like figuring myself out in my life. So I did not think I was coming back home. And so when we got the alert that we had to evacuate, I was like, I lived in Florida before, so I'm like, oh, this is a hurricane. This ain't gonna be nothing. A little wind, a little water. But hurricanes in Florida and hurricanes in Louisiana are two different things. So I went came to Texas. You know, me and my roommate, we packed a duffel bag between us. We split a duffel bag. Not I had my own duffel bag. She had her own duffel bag. No. We split this fucking duffel bag.
Oh my God.
I'm like, come to Texas. You can hang out at my house, and then we'll just come back to school. You know, whatever. And we watched the news, and we seen everywhere was underwater. I was like, oh shit, like, oh my God, all my stuff's gone. Like everything's gone. Like, first of all, we barely had money to get me there. I don't even know how I'm gonna get anywhere else. Like, how am I? Like, what the fuck? And so my best friend, she's from LA, and she was like, well, I'm gonna go back to LA. And I was like, no, don't go back. Like, let's just figure out where we can go to school. Like, let's still go to school. We'll find somewhere to go. Yeah. And she found Fisk, and I was like, first of all, what black people are in Nashville? Because country singers, right? Cowboy hats, like what black HBCU is in Nashville, Tennessee? Like what the fuck? But they were the only school that was accepting anybody from the hurricane. Yeah. And so I was like, okay, let's go. Fuck it. I was not staying at home. I was not staying with my parents. I was already made up my mind. I was going to college. I did not want to stay in that house. I wanted to leave and kind of be on my own. And so, just dealing with financial issues with my parents, and then the hurricane hitting, like that was like eye-opening for a young 18-year-old. It was humbling because I was very spoiled and used to getting what I wanted when I wanted, and considering that was not an option right then at that point for me with my family and school and just everything. I was like, fuck, okay, God, my bad. I'm sorry for complaining about shit or feeling like, oh my God, I can't believe my parents let this situation happen and all this other stuff. So when I got to Nashville, I mean, like, Fisk was like, their arms was open. They was just like, oh my God, come on, my little Katrina babies. And I was like, first of all, everyone stop calling me like Katrina babies. That is disrespectful, number one. And number two, I mean, it took me a while to embrace that experience because that wasn't the school that I picked. Like, I picked Dillard. I went there, I visited, I liked it, I wanted to be there. I did not pick Fisk. So when I got there, I was like, I'm just here temporarily. I was gonna go back to Dillard. And then I was like, fuck that. Like, I'm trying to get out of school in 4 years. So if me transferring to Dillard is gonna make me stay longer in college, like, I don't want to do that either. Right. And so I ended up staying in Nashville. But that was probably like one of the most humbling, like, changed my whole view on everything, because it's the way that you're perceived by like the people in Nashville and other people at school. And like having to talk to people about that, they shipped us off on like buses to get home. Like, it was just a whole crazy, chaotic thing. That I can only share that with so many people. Like, it's only a handful of people that like knows what we went through. You know what I'm saying? From that, so I think that was probably the biggest thing.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So, well, that's great. I actually like that. What is your idea? What is one place that you always want to visit?
Let me think. I actually always wanted to go, like, so the funniest thing, my husband wants to go to Africa. That's like not at the top of my list. And I feel really bad for saying that as a Black American, whatever. I don't say I don't want to go there. It's just not one of the places that I'm like, oh my gosh, like I do eventually want to go. It's just not at the top of my list. The top of my list, I think I want to go to Italy, because I just think that their food is gonna be fucking amazing.
Okay. So we just had a lady on our show that said she went to Italy and London, and she said the whole idea of the Italian food here is totally different. She said here in America, we have way more seasoning to our pizzas and taste to make us. They put the crack in our shit pretty much. And over in Italy and London, the pizzas are bland. The chicken Alfredo's bland. She's like, it's not very tasteful.
Well,
So
well, thank you for ruining that for me. Okay, let me think of plate number two. Jeez Louise.
I mean, to each
Uh,
his own, though. To each his own.
I think if I have to choose another place, let's see what else was on my little bucket list that I gave Mark the other day. I think I want to go to. Man, I don't know. That's like tough. I kind of wanted to. That really like shot
Yeah.
down my whole thing. I
Yeah.
really want to taste some food. You know what else looks good though?
I would say
My
go for
homeboy.
yourself and see.
Right.
Right.
My
That's what
homeboy,
I'm
he went to
saying.
Brazil and he said he really liked the culture and stuff out there. So maybe I go out there. I
Yeah.
think I told my friends the other day, I was telling them, about doing couple trips and all that. And I was like, but listen, I've done every beach and whatever, like the Miami's and Mexico's and all that stuff. Like that's cool. It's great. But
Right.
I'm really ready to like explore other countries in a whole different way. Like going out and going to a beach are always really nice. But I want to like learn about other places, learn other cultures and stuff like that. So I think that's like one of the biggest things that Mark and I were talking about. And I was like, shit, like we know enough couples. We should always just go on like a couple trip, but we should always
Right.
just make it somewhere super different. Like Dubai and stuff, like all that stuff is cool, like traditional places, but like let's go to like, I don't know, Australia or some shit. I don't fucking know.
That's how I am. I'm the same way. I'm like, for one, I know Puerto Rico isn't like look the best, but I still want to go there. I want to go to Spain.
I
I
just
want to go to China. I want to go to Hong
do
Kong.
you?
I want to go to
You
Tokyo.
let me tell you about my
I
Asian fear here. I just don't like Asian food, so I feel like I'm gonna starve if I go to Asia because I
oh,
do not like Asian
I
cuisine like
I
at all.
love Asian food. Love it. And St. Louis is the home of the Rice House, my nigga. Their food is
Oh, I like
amazing.
rice though.
Amazing. Yes. And I'm talking about they have like, you're never going to find it anywhere else. You have to go literally to the St. Louis area and get it. But it's that dirty brown
Ooh.
rice. That rice dirty like your skin brown. Like it's the best rice you will ever eat in your fucking life. Like
Oh yeah, I need to get
legit.
some of that because I love me
Legit.
some rice. Yeah, like this, I
Yeah.
feel like I will only survive off of rice and shrimp because I have like a whole phobia.
I wouldn't be eating the weird shit that they have, like all them cockroaches and shit like that. I can't. I'm not
Yeah,
doing that. I'm not trying nothing new or no shit like that. But yeah, I want to go different places. I mean,
yeah,
like you said, the traditional places are fine, but I want to go different places that people don't just go to. I told him I
thank
was
you.
like I even want to go to Russia. And he's like, "What?"
I do too,
I'm
though.
like, "Yeah, I want to
Because I want to
go."
see if it's really like how it's portrayed. I think, although
Yes.
my fear of black people there, I mean, you gotta get over that. But yeah, I want to see if it's really portrayed like that. Plus, what better place to wear all your cute winter shit than to go to somewhere like that? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Russia,
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
okay.
Let's see. What is there anything that your parents have done to you that you said you wouldn't do to yourself or your children?
Yes. So my parents are such. I don't even know any way to explain it besides just say that they're big baby boomers. So like for them, everything that was really important for us was like go to college, get this great high paying job, and everything is going to be great and fine. And that's really what they believe. So with that, my mom is like really strict as far as like everything, school,
Right.
boys, dating, like everything. She's super strict. Um, so I am strict as far as school in a sense of not necessarily just like the curriculum at school, but also whatever I'm going to teach you because I know that they're not teaching you nearly half the shit that you're
Exactly.
supposed to know anyway.
Exactly.
Take it
Um,
outside.
so I'm really big on that, and I'm really big on finishing what you start. If you want to play basketball, that's cool. You can play basketball, but you're going to play the whole season. It's not like you're going to get there and be like, okay, I don't want to play anymore. I don't like
Yeah.
that. However, the sense of feeling like you have to be perfect, my mom is like, if I got a B, that's not good enough. Well, why don't you have an A? Or why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Like, honestly, I don't want Riley to feel like that, or any of my kids, or feel like they can't talk to me about stuff.
Riley's 12. We talk about sex, boys, all these things because it's some stuff that I would feel like, Mom, you didn't just tell me about this stuff. Like, you didn't just talk to me about it because she felt like, well, I didn't feel like that was something that I had to talk to you about. And I'm like, but it is. I mean, to the point where it's like maintaining your woman areas, however you do that. We didn't have that conversation. It was some shit that I learned from Riley's dad telling me like, okay, well, have you ever thought of doing this? And I'm like, no, why would I do that? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? So basically just being open and having that open relationship. Because I don't think I felt like I had that with my parents. Me and my dad kind of had the sex talk. And now with the help of phone, social media, all this other stuff, everything's so much faster. So I have to be a little more open with her being in middle school. And even with just all of them, like they learn about shit so much faster than we do now. So being open, school is important, but in a sense of just education. Like you always just want to make sure that you're educating yourself on whatever it is that you feel like is important. So no, it might not be a traditional job. You might not be a doctor or an attorney or something like that. Maybe you'll do something else, but always study your craft. Always know
Right.
that you can't believe the shit that you read on Twitter or whatever, and learn how to research and figure out stuff on your own. Those are things that are
Right.
important to me. If you teach your kids, it's like, teach them to fish and they'll never be hungry and all this stuff. Same type of concept. You have to teach your
Yeah.
kids how to research and how to do all these other things. Education in school is important, but only to a certain extent. But of course, I can't blame my parents for that because that's just what they were taught. But now, like, I have had a conversation with my husband and even Riley's dad to be like, hey, like she might not go to college and we got to be okay with that. Like, we can't be like disappointed that she's like not going to go to college because not all
Right.
kids go and succeed in college. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that and just being judgmental. My mom's kind of judgmental when it comes to like our relationship. So she was married to my brother and my sister's father before she married my dad, and she just like looked up and just like found the perfect man in my father like after her terrible relationship with her ex-husband. And so anytime that we have relationship issues, she's not the best person to go talk to because she's already judgmental. Because in her mind, she can find us all better husbands than the ones that we found ourselves. So like nothing is good enough for her. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want
Yeah.
Riley to feel like that. So like I think I've created to where like this little girl tell me so much stuff. I'll be like, okay, too much information. I think we can pause on that. You'll have to tell me that, or you know what I'm saying? But the whole thing was to just create that open door. So it's just like, you know what? Let me go talk to my mom about this. Because I was like, look, you want to start talking about sex and all this other stuff. And I swear, if you go to your little dumbass friends for some shit that you can just come to me and talk to me about, because they don't know. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? So you have to come and talk to me about these things.
Yeah.
Probably the biggest thing, just want to be more open or whatever. Other than that, I love my parents. They're like fucking amazing. I just feel like those kind of things I differ from with that. And like little shit, like my mom's house is always immaculate even when we were there. My house, sometimes. But I do like to put stuff, like we can never put like our homework and shit on the refrigerator or all that stuff like that. Just wasn't a thing for her. To me, that's not a big deal. So when she comes over, she be like, oh, all this stuff in the refrigerator. I'd be like, is it hurting anybody? Does it hurt you? Like, it's not hurting me. I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's the biggest thing.
I'm definitely a big fan of that. I let my daughters put stuff on the refrigerator all the time. It just sucks because we have like the stainless steel refrigerators, so in the front, no magnets will stay on it. You have to put it on the
Put it on the
side of
side.
the
That's how my
refrigerator.
sister
So
is.
I on the side we got all this stuff, the magnets, the awards, pictures, all that stuff. So yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer, and it wasn't like that in our household. Like you couldn't hang a picture up or hang an award up. That wasn't a thing. My mom kept them
Yeah.
in some little box that she keeps forever, which I'm never gonna see those again.
So funny thing about that though is I have a box and my mom made one for like each of us. And so like when I finally moved into this house, she was like, okay, here's all your shit. Like now you can have it back. Like I've been carrying this around your whole life. You're 30. Here you go. Here's your box of stuff.
Right.
And I'm looking at that box like, dang, you kept all this stuff. She's like, of course I did. And I mean, like, we moved so much. I'm surprised she has like some of that stuff. So the box thing, like, I get it, but I just want them to feel like excited when they bring stuff home and can put it up there. But I have the same thing for them. I have a little thing with all their little stuff in it because they won't remember that I have all this stuff.
Yeah, my mom, she never gave it back. She just kept the shit. So
She's kept it.
it's just
Look,
like
and
she
one day
just
you'll
kept
go
the
in there and you'll
shit.
be like, Dad,
So
you got all this stuff? Yeah, I was trying to get my mom to keep it too, so that way I would be responsible for it. But she was like, nah, you are a grown up. You got a house now. Like, you can keep it.
right,
And I'm
right.
just like, okay, well, whatever.
Okay, okay.
All right, well, so I see you at your you say your son game.
Yeah, I'm in my daughter's basketball game. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm a I guess we can get ready to close, but I don't want to hold up your time because I know you want to watch her game.
Right,
But
exactly.
with your business, do you have like a business page that you can let everybody know? Because I know you say you do taxes and you
Yes,
do
ma'am.
all that stuff. So let
Trucking
us know
Yes,
where
ma'am.
services, all
everybody can
that.
follow so they're able to reach out to you so they can get their taxes done or they credit
Yes.
done.
Yes, yes. Okay, so my personal Instagram is at I am Jade Hughes. And then you can find me Jade Hughes on Facebook. From all of my businesses are on Facebook. So Premier Tax Consultants and Premier Credit Rehab are on Facebook. And then it's at Premier Credit Rehab and at Premier Tax Consultants on Instagram. If you can't find any of those, just come and find me, and I will help you. Again, Premier Tax Consultants, Premier Credit Rehab,
Yes.
and Jade Hughes. I am Jade Hughes at IG. Guys, come find me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
I like
thank you
that.
Thank you
guys
guys.
so much.
I want to thank you, Jade, so much for just coming on the show and being so great, letting us talk to your husband and being so involved. And your answers for everything, they were great. They were great. We
Yes.
love to see other people's different opinions and how they feel about things. So
Right.
I enjoyed this so much. So I thank you
Me
so much for
too. Hopefully, we get to do it
coming.
again. Yes.
Yes, yes. We are gonna actually have we're gonna reach out and do another show with
Yes.
you
Okay.
and your husband. That way we can kind of touch on some questions about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. And then I have a speaking thing that's for wives, people in committed relationships, whatever. It
Mhm.
starts on Tuesday. It's called Wife Tober. If you go to at Friends with Rings, I think that's their handle on Instagram. They're having a whole like 3 day thing for wives. Talking about like financial stuff. I have there's like a fertility expert. Like they're just talking about all types of stuff, woman, wives, serious relationship stuff. So you guys should join
Yes,
on. It's free. It's virtual. It's gonna be a lot of information, a lot of knowledge. So definitely check us out. And I'm gonna post that on Instagram and stuff too. You guys can go ahead and log in and
Yes.
join in. It's pretty dope.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
Thank you.
Everybody go to our mom's intuition on YouTube. You
Yes,
can like and subscribe, press that notification bell when you want to know for our next episode. And do the same thing on Spotify. Press that notification bell and follow us so you can always be tuned in on the greatest shit that we got. So
definitely.
you have now tuned in on the Mom's Intuition podcast, and we gone.
See ya.
Bye, y'all. Thank
Have a
you.
great. See you
Bye.
later.